Hey team, here we go. It's Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz, and I'm about to jump right in now. I think I've got it sorted. Let's see what's going on. Just give us a message if anyone can, so we can see you starting to jump back on, and we'll go from there. Hey Zebgo, how you going, mate? We're back. Lauren is shining, yes she is, and there is Dave D. How are we going, team? Guys and girls, basically what was going on is at the moment there is a really big delay for me. I can't exactly see what you can see, so I'm running blind like a seagull at night with the smell of birdseed, and that is all that's keeping me going. Great to have you here. We've been working all day to get this up and running for you again, and I've got to tell you, it's testing my patience. It really is. For something that's been around for 20 years, this is so crazy. Can you turn the mic up? Wait a second. Yeah, I can. How's that? Is that a bit better? We'll work our way through this together. Is Matt Man here? Mr. Kane says no echo, but still quiet. Can you turn the mic up? Tell us how that goes. A Ron, quiet and only a small screen in the corner. I'm not sure, mate. Not sure. 5x5, says Dave. I tell you what, I must be bloody borderline autistic when it comes to this stuff. Moby Adams. Good to see you, mate. Much louder now. Great to see. We've got, hey everyone again, says Moby. See if we can't increase the size of this screen. Like Mike, sounds a lot better. Oh, that's good to hear. What we're going to do now, mate, is I'm going to kick something on for you. Basically, we went and did some recordings today, and we're going to give you, g'day Jay Hayes, how you going, mate? Welcome to the crowd. Poor Jay had to go and get a credit card, I think, just so he could jump on here. Mate, West Side, boom, not autism. No, not cerebral palsy. Guys and gals, let's see how this one goes. Normally, what's going to occur is we've got our just starting. So if you turn up to a screen, then what you're going to see is this while we're waiting. So you've got a bit of music on, etc. And then what we'll do is we'll kick over to the next screen, the main screen, and then we'll throw on an introduction video normally, and it'll sound something similar to this. Hey team, how we going? It is Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz, and I want to welcome you to In the Trenches with Kaz. What a good looking rooster. Streamlabs 2.0. I'm going to take you through a navigating of the system now, so you understand that we're always moving up. I've worked out a bunch of things by myself without the assistance of Ryan, our go-to guy. Enjoy and become a member today as we take you through the beginning of your next 2.0 experience of In the Trenches with Kaz. See you later. And there goes Kaz. So that's one of the other screens. Then we've got the serious screen, which we're going to talk about. And the reason we did this, g'day Barra 182. I like the old days, Kaz, using the setup when you had your old account. Well, I'm not sure what you can see at the moment. I really don't, because at the moment I can see the screen. Guys, I'm out of it. It's impossible. There's even a delay on here, so I don't even know exactly what you're hearing as you hear it. Swallow Wagnut's good to hear, mate. Looks a lot like it used to. It's fine. There you go, Lauren. Don't go easy on me, Lauren. If it looks different, if it doesn't look good, let me know. Legionnaire on the right, Kaz. Yep, that's the way it's meant to look. And we've also got serious time. What serious time is going to be about, more often than not, when we have a channel, and this is going to explain in the video I did for you today, is when we get to serious time, after we do initial introductions like, g'day Brendan O'Neill, how you going, mate? Jack Summerhill, how are you? We've got Zebgo there. He was one of the first on. Okay, what we're going to have is the topics will be covered, bam, in one hit. So that then later they can become the summary, the 3 or 4 minutes, the 5 minutes that the topic is primarily about on any stream. And then from there what will occur is that can be a separate video clip that is set out so that those that don't make the stream can go back, watch the 5-minute nexus of what the topic was about and not have to go through 2 hours looking for the absolute subject matter that the video was on. So let's give you a quick example of that. Let's go to serious time there. So here we are. We call this the Bilston screen. And are you ready? And back. So team, welcome to Serious Time. This is where we will tackle the topic at hand, the stream topic, so to speak. This is where it'll be a one-way valve where I'll be communicating, and then once that's out the way, then we'll transition straight back out of here and back into the mainstream, which is all about Q&A, delivering of information, etc. The ambience, the noise. It tells you that this is a more serious subject. It cannot afford to be interrupted. And what I can also do is then take a video bite from the start of Serious Time to the end of Serious Time, and that becomes another mini uploadable topic that if you miss a stream, then the essence of that night's stream is captured in Serious Time, and that'll be a couple of minute video which will be the summary of that video, so the next day you can catch up. How do you like that? I like that. Yeah, so that's what it was all about. And this is exactly what it was like last year before this dickhead actually went into harm's way and basically clicked on the wrong email, got hacked, lost his account. So this is what it used to be. This was standard. What we'll do is we'll go back now to Serious Time, back to your time, the main screen, and here we are. What you can't see coming down the centre there, I notice, is the actual chat. Now, let's have a quick look there, because what you should be able to see is the chat box. So I think I know what I have to do there, and that is go all the way up and drop in there. And the chat's not showing up. It used to show up on the centre of the screen in the centre. Well, I hope it looks all right for you. It is meant to get your attention. It is meant to show that this channel is always trying to go one step further for you, to give you the ambience, to give you the, what do you call it? To make it worth your time. What was Kaz's old channel? It was In the Trenches with Kaz, mate. It was the same one. And I'll give you a quick, rough heads up on what occurred. We had 15,500 subscribers. And basically one day while I was making a video for the Melbourne Cup, the gamble, the race that stops the nation, what occurred was an email came up saying that I had some suspect videos that had excess spam in them, and could I go and address them now, or within 24 hours, my channel would be suspended. So I ticked on it and it said, you're about to have editorial rights to go into In the Trenches with Kaz. Therefore, you need to sign into your Google account. I was sidetracked. I was preparing a video. Lauren knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'm there typing down, lost all my faculties, bam, realised, shit, did I just hand my account over to someone? And I actually had. It was someone Asian. Yeah, how do I know that? Because they were streaming the same day on my account after getting rid of all of my videos. Initially, everything went to private. Then all comments were gone. And then all the videos were gone. YouTube said no. Oh, they didn't say no. They just did nothing to get back to me. After initially contacting me, have a look at my channel, they let the guy just run off with my channel with everything unlocked. Nearly 4 years old. So that went instead of giving up, okay, we came back on and we opened up the channel again. I expected of the 15,000 people to come back that more would have because of the amount of work that we did. I would have said we would have averaged 3 to 4 hours a day on the other channel mentoring people, but they didn't come back. It really gutted me because no one puts more effort into getting you into the military than what I do. A lot of you guys and gals don't realise I've probably put more time into you getting in the army than what some of you have. And that's fine if you are just on point, if everything, the stars are aligned. But there's a lot of people, you know, who through no fault of their own, through a lack of guidance, mentoring or belief from other people, need that extra help. And I love doing it. And unfortunately for you, you don't get to see the messages that I get, the awesome, I'm in, Kaz, I can't believe it, I've been accepted. It's the best thing in the world for me. It definitely is. And every one of those messages is like we've done it for someone. Yeah, because no doubt they're going to remember, you know, that someone had a belief in them when their teachers, whatever, did not. You're too late. Rory, lurking somewhere. Stickman. I don't know if many of them knew to search for a new channel. I couldn't find it without checking Instagram. You would think you'd type in the trenches with Kaz. Same channel, same name. Mr. P. G'day, mate. How you going, moderator? Today, Lauren, was a fair day, and for the stream to have hicks and hacks gets me thumpy. I'm not sure even what that means. Rusty Gypsy Roving. That's a pretty good name. Good on you for doing it. Mate, we've all had help in our lives. I've had help from people when potentially I probably didn't deserve it, okay? And some people gave a damn about me, so I'm just returning this because you won't find it in recruiting. Yeah. Like Mike, got my assessment day on Tuesday for artillery and gold on 343 infantry. So keen. I don't understand that. Got your assessment for cavalry. Sorry. Where are we? Wait 2 seconds. I'm just going to try and broaden this out. Got my assessment day on Tuesday for artillery and gold on 343 infantry. Oh, gotcha. Okay, gold on your push-ups. Well done, mate. You're going to need upper body strength, mate, when it comes to hauling those shells, and I don't mean seashells. Zuguk. Everyone I've spoken to doing infantry, a lot of other jobs full or something. No, mate. Basically, the way it works, you know, what is it? Basically, the way it works, when you think of a soldier, you think of three things. No matter whether it was 2,000 years ago or now. You think of an archer, artillery. You know, you think of cavalry, the guy on the horse, or you think of infantry. When you think of army, you just don't think about truck drivers. You don't think about aviation. Most people probably think helicopters are actually in the Air Force. You don't think of maritime operations, those guys from the 2nd Battalion of the Royal Australian Regiment, second to none. You don't think of our Marines equivalent, basically being in Townsville as well. You just think of the infantry soldier. So naturally people go through things like cav, infantry, artillery, etc. And that is the best way to learn how to be a soldier. And then from there, when your body starts to say, hey, not so much, or I'm sick of being cold, sick of being hot, sick of being so physical, then normally you would go into a support role. And the support role is always going to be better supporting infantry if you've actually been infantry for starters. So you know what the client is, because that's what we are. We are the client. Yep. This screen is tiny here. Mr. Anderson, how you going, mate? Not so cow? Where are we? Not so cow? This is killing me. I've got to do this, work this out. It used to be perfect because all your comments would come down the centre of the screen. Every time someone made either a donation or a subscribed, etc., then it would come up and bam, and then we could all sort of celebrate as you come onto the channel. Like, great to have you here. Subscribe right now to this rustic stream, if you will, until I go back and tinker on it and get it to the point of where you deserve it to be. Oops. Another side of Kaz's story that I didn't know. I'm not sure about that one, mate. Jack the Turtle's here. Shannon Island. That's a nice name. Long Tampa 2343, Judy first. Shannon Island, that's a good name too. Shannon used to be my favourite name for ladies too. What have we got? We've got Mia Norman. Do you have recommendations for a 17-year-old questioning joining the army? I'd say go for it, mate. You know, what can hurt? At the moment, we're actually getting walkaway movements in the US about what are you doing trying to be, what do you call it, go to uni, for example, when there's so many people paying so much money to go to a university for a job that doesn't exist, that will never pay them back the money they've spent on said job. I'll give you an example. At the moment, Oxford, no, but I dare say it's the same, university, $50,000 a year for being at that university, and they've told them the fact that their classes are now on Zoom, it's still $50,000 a year. And that can be to do something which is in the human studies, something to do with feminism, something to do with identity politics that is never going to pay you back but leave you with a bill that could cripple you for life. That's disgusting. Harvard, that's the university. And in Australia, we're seeing all the people that are really making bank, you know, and really contributing back to the country in a lot of ways are just your normal tradie, okay? People that go to electrician. People that have roles that can still have a family, can still have a life without having a laptop on their bloody lap, on a train, on the way home, where their whole family becomes just ships in the night passing them as they work for free, basically. It's crazy. I think people are trying to overthink what life should be. And you only get one chance and you can't relive it. Lauren, I'm doing my nails, Catonius. Catonius, my favourite Roman is here. Catonius and I go back to the trenches. We went all the way back to Jordan Peterson seminars. I didn't even think there was a symbol for that, Lauren. Mr. Anderson. Nano is green is here. Aaron Cheney, see the news today. Australian Defence Force has almost 6,000 homeless veterans. Study finds. I don't know about that one, mate. I really don't know about that because I know hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of veterans. And I don't think I know a single homeless one. And what is the definition of homeless? Is this someone who's sleeping against their will in the grass with nothing? We have a lot of support out there, and we have a lot of friends, and we've got a lot of mates to step in when family can't. I don't know any of these homeless they talk of. And if they did, you can bet your bottom dollar I'd be out there to give them a jacket right now or give them a room to sleep in. So I don't know if this is a new version of news. I really don't know, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to the veteran that you may know that may be homeless. And if he is, give him a lounge to lay on. Right? How many push-ups equals gold? Gold means you've got to complete 60 push-ups. And then the next one that I haven't put it out for now is veteran, which is 80 push-ups. And Praetorian is 100 push-ups. And that's all 3-second cadence. If you can do that, fantastic. I'll probably send you something special. But I'd also want you to send me something back, some sort of proof of life on a video that you are actually doing said push-ups. Catonius, no diamonds or weird stuff. Lauren, not sure. You should see how small the screen is. I'm looking at this on at the moment. Mia Norman, should I join the army? What sort of question is that? What sort of question is that? How old are you, Mia? You know, the army is a fantastic role. You know, it normally takes you from childhood or teen to adult. What it does, it gets rid of those 4 years where you make a lot of mistakes by following the wrong crowds, by partying too hard with illicit, banged up abroad substances, you know, where you make most mistakes in life that cut off and close doors for you in the future. Are you fit? Are you misguided? Do you need real friends instead of the people that are in your life at the moment? Why don't you ask your family? They might say, yeah, that'd be a great idea. Yeah, it's a lovely name. Harvey Norman. It's where I go for my TVs too. Only you know if you should join. But I'd say, why not? Go through it. Do you have a calling to do it? Because normally you need a calling. You don't join the army for the money. Because I tell you now, you won't pass if you do it for the money. It's like if you went for SASR or you went for Commandos because you wanted the pay rise. You won't make it. Because there is so many things that we do, you could not pay someone enough money to do. Whether that's be sleep in the rain, whether that's take a jacket off in winter, getting wet to start a patrol, whether that's to live in the jungle where you're only a friend of mosquitoes that want you dead. You know, it's just one of those things you do because it's a calling, because your granddad did it, because your mum did it, because someone you love did it, because you love your country, because you have a calling to go and serve, because you're an immigrant that's come to Australia and says, what better way to show that I represent and love the country that's taken me in. So therefore I'll put on the Uniform Australia patch here, learn how to play cricket, rugby, have a sporting career. Wait 2 seconds, Steve. Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Hey, darling, I'm on live stream at the moment.
Okay, I'm just saying goodnight because I'm having this bath now. And then I can't say goodnight here because I'll be busy getting dressed in my pajamas and I'll be watching TV and going to sleep.
Someone is currently at the moment in a hotel in Sydney City, spending the night with her mum, getting pampered. Have you had room service?
No, we just went out for dinner and I roller skated.
Dinner and roller skating. I can't beat that. Well done, my little darling. Hopefully I get to see you tomorrow.
Maybe not because it will be dark when we come home.
Okay, I get it. Well, guess what? You're worth it. You're worth everything we ever do.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay. Bye-bye, darling. I love the picture of you and the octopus. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, sweetheart.
Bye-bye.
I tell you what, that is another reason to join the military. So your kids have got heirlooms. They have memories. They have been brought up around a very ceremonial and respectful institution. It is a great role. And like I say to everyone, I've done 24 years and I got out, not through my own choice, and I still miss it every single day. Does it define who I am now? No, it doesn't. Helping people is what defines me now, my actions. As I go into the second life, you know, Mr. P, Bucky, your stream is jumping. Are you in the wrong stream there? Mr. P. Hey, how you going, Mike Edwards? Welcome to the Great Unwash. Good on you, mate. Good to have you here, and straight below you is Modi. Well done. What you might not realise is we have two books, team. We have the Patreon book that has been going forever, and that is every single member with their regimental number in that, and helps me to help others. And then we have the membership book, okay, which we're not sure what we're going to call you guys that are members, and at the moment yous are at the mess hall. But we're going to think of a name to call you guys that are in green right there as you get promoted with each month. Thank you very much for getting behind us, and we love having you here. People power goes a long way. Dave, it's because infantry is God's cause. It is to me. It is to me. What else we got? Dan. Not too cow, mate. Everyone, best wishes from South Oz. Hope we're all keen on keeping on. Kaz, cheers. Daz, I hope everything's going well down there, mate, for you with, the corona sickness. Mate, I'm not sure if it's scare tactics or what, but eventually our country has to go, we're gonna squeeze, we're gonna take the juice, because I'm telling you now, at the moment we don't want to follow the US, getting up 20%, unemployment in a lot of states. It doesn't matter how bad COVID gets, if you end up a Venezuela type economy. So eventually we've just got to take it for what it is and get back up on our feet. Mr. Patterson, sound is low. Wait, tell us if that gets a bit better, mate. I'm okay just doing my nails. That's something that men will never understand about ladies. Doing your nails. Never understood it. Never looked at a girl and said, I'd love to date her. She's got beautiful nails. And the amount of time that gets put in your nails, but you don't want to scratch our back. Even our hairless backs, like people like myself. Zed Klein, Mr. Kane, you having you swear at Brisbane or in Robina? Okay. Jay, Brody. Modi. Here we go, working our way down here. G'day, Will Macker. Aaron. You need some bug spray. Is that the sound of the jungle in the background? Joey B, hey Kaz, remember watching you before I joined, got my SBET in a couple of weeks. Funny how time flies. It does, mate. Time flies. I'm 50 next year. And I don't have a problem with that at all. You know, 50 is going to be the official start of my second life. It's going to be about water. It's going to be about camper vans. It's going to be about photography. And it's going to be about people. You know, I thought today when I was walking around speaking smack into the camera for you guys, I thought to myself, you know what? I see all these people that are so angry. You know, so angry, protesting, making white lawyers famous, you know, and rich. And I just thought to myself, you only get this life once. What are you doing being the pawn for someone else? Be happy. Have a kebab. Have a coffee. Have a Coke. In glass, preferably. And say good day to people. Play some outdoor cricket on the beach. Walk a dog. Walk someone else's. Say good day to a girl. You know, have a good day. It's not that hard. It really isn't that hard, and people are convincing us that life sucks, and it's just not true. Kingsley, 1108. Welcome to the great unwashed sir. Not so cow, he says with a gentle hand in palm. Is there a spike in applications due to all the job losses at the moment? No, because there's no job losses in the military, mate. It's made no difference. If anything, the line is bigger for the front entrance for the military. I'd question why someone is getting the hell out at the moment. You'd be crazy. With a capital K, spelt wrong. Pumba, is there a spike? Okay, we've seen that one. Kingsley, you'll be going in the book after. Well done, and thank you very much for joining us, 1108. Aaron, someone's got deleted by Lauren. It seems like there's someone every bloody stream these days misbehaving. Bryce, hey Kaz, what do you think of Pro Gun Australia? I'm a big fan for guns, mate. I am. I know that not everyone is a fan for that, but you know what? The way I look at things is the US at the moment is so goddamn lucky to have their gun laws, because everything they do, everything they say is you're racist if you say that. Stand the police down. Defund the police. Well, I tell you what, you come on my doorstep, especially if my daughter's here, you're going to get your first warning, and that'll be the sound of the Mossberg Intimidator shotgun. And the second one, it's either going to go through my roof or it's going to go through your roof. You know, I'm not talking about you. You know, if it takes me to protect myself, you know, because the police won't be there, because they've been stood down because of political means, because of a left-leaning governor who wants their state to fall, mate, they're lucky they've got the guns. Sadly, we don't have the guns. So what's going to happen as we have more and more immigration, if it decides that it doesn't like the powers that be, or it decides to misbehave, and as soon as we say anything about it, then we're wrapped on the knuckles. I don't think it's going to happen in Australia, but it could. It could. You can't defend yourself with a pair of boxing gloves. That's a good name. I like stuff. Okay, Kaz, what country did you enjoy working with the most? I love the US. I love the Kiwis. I found the Kiwis sometimes had a what do you call it? A chip on their shoulder. They just want to get you on the sports field to try and get back at you. I like the Colombians. The Egyptians were different. British, always good. Crazy, don't let them have a beer. Who else? Indians, weren't too bad. Zambians were good, but didn't speak English. I'd say US. Yeah, I'd say US, mate. They were my favourites. Probably because I learnt so much off them, because I did so many things that were different to us as well. We'll make Kaz, Have you heard the Aggies are basically weapons instructors now? No, I haven't heard that, mate. But you can stick with that if you wish. What is 3-second cadence? Mate, I put a bunch of videos up on there, Will Clifton. And what they are is the two commandos use them, and the PDIs use them for a reason. If I tell you to get down and give me as many push-ups as you can do, okay, in 2 minutes, then you're going to go so fast, like you're trying to get someone pregnant, that it takes a long time for me to get over to you when I'm scoring more than one person to pick you up on your form or to find errors in your push-ups whatsoever. So what used to happen is, and does still happen, is push-ups are done to the same cadence as sit-ups. So it's up, rest, down, down, every 3 seconds. So then everyone should be going down at the same time, coming up basically at the same time. Makes it easy to monitor. It's also quite hard because you'll only do 20 push-ups, right? 20 push-ups per minute. So for you to do 100 push-ups would mean you'd actually have 5 minutes of 3-second cadence. So to be torture, it's a lot harder to do, but it makes sure that your form is there because you can't just bounce off the bottom, bounce off the top, so to speak. I've got a bunch of programs out there that you can achieve your bronze medal, which the important one with that, Will, is someone's going to join the army and they're going to go for their pre-enlistment fitness assessment. The most important one to you guys and gals is the 1 to 20 that'll unlock the bronze medal. Reason being, no one has to do more than 20 push-ups in their PFA. So if you can do those 20 push-ups and unlock bronze, you already know now all you've got to do is start going and working a bit harder, okay, on your beep test, making sure you can swim 200 metres, right, making sure that you can plank for 2 or 3 minutes, okay, making sure you can do your sit-ups, and you're good to go. To at least get through the door anyway. So check it out, mate. See what you get up to. Midway, how are we going, mate? Kaz, what are your thoughts on what's happening in the South China Sea? I don't know, mate. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about it, to tell you the truth. I am worried about it. Hey, look who we've got here. Tom of the Jungle. Hey, Kaz. Team been thinking of you all. Best wishes to everyone. Guys and gals, for you that don't know, Tom of the Jungle is one of our favourite subscribers. Tom started off in Western Sydney. He did free PT that I used to hold. We had dinners together. He brought me back rocks from Cambodia. He brought me a nail here from the Burma Railway. Where is that nail? I'm going blind, Tommy. Here it is. Bam. He brought that back for me. All right. Tom is a good guy, and he got in, and he's got his second life now. And he's working as I'll just let you know, as a specialist, so to speak, which is going to give him fantastic tickets for when he gets out of military as well. That kid is set up, and he's loving life from everything I've heard. Hat gone. We're getting a little bit hot in here. Proud of you, Tom. Proud of you. Zed, should be concerned about staying in Sydney overnight with all the corona shit? Not at all. No. Before we get back on the bus, nah, they won't let you go for a wander anywhere anyway, mate. Barrett 182, Kaz, bit of a weird one, but when you're out on patrol or something, how do you take a shit? Do you get a hole and then cover it while your mates watch over you? Yeah, you do, mate. One of the first things that'll happen when you get to a platoon harbour is someone will come to me, platoon sergeant, and go, yep, and it's normally the person that needs to do a shit the most, and then they'll dig a hole. And there's specifications for the depth of that hole as well, so you can fit as many turds into that as possible. And I am the guy that it's near because you can't shit outside the position. As a matter of fact, one of the biggest disciplinary shit fights, so to speak, happened one day because we had a female officer, I won't say what her name was, who went outside the position to do a shit as an officer cadet. Now, the problem with that is she went outside the position, the tactical position, which you're not allowed to do. If you want to be a female and you want to work in a tactical position, guess what? If people choose to see, they're going to see your ass and everything else you show. Because we shit on the inside of the position, in a hole. We don't just leave it on the ground called a landmine. So that's what we do. If you're in the Tully, you don't have much time, and on patrol, you might have to just rip your pants down, get to somewhere and shit on a few metres off the track. Because you can also get tropical diseases. You can get variants of malaria as well, and you can get gastro. You don't have time to dig, I tell you. And if you're in patrol order, you don't carry the shovel on your back either, just for using that spoon to make a hole for your bloody chocolate mousse. What do we got? Lauren, especially when they have a vested interest, but they're there to be a homeless veteran so they can get funding. Skeptical, I'm not sure what that is. Aaron, what's going on? Spoons. We're just talking about spoons and chocolate mousse. G'day, Kaz. I've got my assessment day in just under 2 weeks for electronic warfare operator. That's what I was enlisted for, but then chipped straight over to infantry while I was at Kapuka. To me, Dad's disgust, but now he gets it. I just wanted to know offhand how much field work is actually involved. If you know, none. You won't do any, probably in your whole career, other than Kapuka. It's pretty high-tech stuff, mate. You'll be indoors and you'll have security around you, mate. You won't be doing field. And if you do, it'll probably be something set up for you. Kaz, does it make me a pussy if I'm joining air defence operator? No, I've got good mates in there, in the army instead of infantry soldier, not at all. Look, guys, you can't lie to yourself. And this is why I try to explain to people, in particular female soldiers, you've got no one to prove yourself to other than yourself. It's not fair to go into a corps that is not who you are, the sort of people you want to hang out with. Okay, just to please your dad, just to please your uncle, just to please everyone except yourself. You know what you want to do. This is a career. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You go in there and you please yourself. You've got no one to be ashamed of. And remember, infantry and cav, they don't make it to the forward line of troops without the assistance of the support elements that get us there. We're a mechanism. The watch needs every working part, every cog. So no problems at all, mate. No dramas. Dave D, g'day, Tom of the Jungle. I tell you what, you're getting a better experience than me. I feel like I'm on a screen this small, although I've got my Streamlabs there without the comments showing up. I remember there was a way I could do it. Wasn't that? What else we got? What else do we have? Oops, what just happened there? Oh, well, we'll come back to you. BC, that's what my mate says. BC, where is he? The Bilston. Buckaroo, you relaxing with Red Ned. Tom of the Jungle, just taking a break from prepping for field for 1 month up at high range playing enemy. That's a good one. You'll be just drinking coffee, mate, getting mozzie bitten. You know, you're getting some good sleep in, mate. You'll be laughing. High range, but I tell you, this time of year, it is freezing. Tom, if you get a chance and you get back down the bottom of the hill, what you need to do is go to Cactus Jack's stat. You'll love it. Being an enemy's pretty fun too. Righto. And the Navy, that Navy would be my second choice, guys. Tom of the Jungle. Been a long time since we saw you. I was actually thinking about you yesterday. So it goes to show you, our animal instincts kick in. Okay, when we think that someone, hasn't been up for a while. We start to think, have we done something wrong? But we haven't. We're a family here. I'm just trying to get down to your comments here, Tim. I'm not being disrespectful. Mr. Buckaroony, what are you doing, you sloth? You ain't been working for 50 years. Hey, Conan and Peppers, how you going, mate? IQ Ned, g'day, mate. Guys and gals, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tom, if this is your first time back since this new channel, make sure you subscribe as well. Let's just change the screen for you for 2 seconds. We'll go back to serious mode. Guys and gals, we're so proud of Tom of the Jungle. We are. It was a long haul. And I've got to tell you, there was times where Tom didn't know if he was going to make it. And I started to think to myself, geez, such a good guy. if Tom doesn't make it, I'm going to feel like I've betrayed him. Where are we? I'm just going to turn that sound down for you a little bit there. For serious music. There we go. That should be a bit better. I like this screen team. 40 minutes on Jibber. How does that look to like for you? Call him Harley. Who's that? Trump mode, says Jay. I like that. I like that. And you know what's funny? That is the code word for the guy, the Bilston. So Jay, very, very bloody smart of you, Neville. Is Neville Bartos here tonight? Lauren is Derek looking us. There he is, wearing his collared shirt in the background. Still unshaven. I'm not going to shave anymore, not for a little while anyway. I'm going Kevin Bacon mode tonight. You can see by the double denim that I'm sporting right here. Jay Mazza, g'day mate, how you going? Nice ascot, Derek. Minnie Lou. DFDRS or going 2 years reserves and then going for selection. Good luck with that. Okay, while we're on serious talk, let me tell you something to this music. The videos that you need to go and watch. I watch Jocko now. I watch Goggins. The one I really like is the Who Dares Win series with Ant Middleton. Because it's not just about being a soldier. It's about being a human being. Kane, not too cow, mate. Thank you very much, young mate. Kane made a mistake the other day. He accidentally, when he was getting ready for his U session, deleted, the interview. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, Kane. They're going to give you a second chance, but let us know how it goes. Kane and Peppers, think you might have been going bloody Wilson on us, Kaz? No. Tommy, I went home for a few days, a fortnight ago, and it was horrible. Family split, mates are in the shit, etc. I've had one bad day since Kapuka, but they never had a good day that hurt to go back. Mate, that is tough news, man, and it goes to show you what you've escaped, my man. You know, can you ring me soon so we can have a talk and listen to this world of Tom? Kiwi fruit. Hey, Kaz, I can't really stand that fruit to eat it myself. Hey, Kaz, really enjoying the stream. What's the deal with people thinking artillery operators are an odd bunch? Got my assessment day for it. Okay, kiwi fruit, I'll let you know. Everything about artillery is unusual. They are a very regimental bunch because when they're on, they're on. You know, when anything is happening, they're usually responding to something that has happened on the radio to do with infantry or to do with cavalry normally, that means that they have to respond like that. So everything is sharp, fast, aggressive. But also, their hat badge is huge. It really is. It looks like the top of a Christmas tree. They call themselves by a separate rank. Instead of being corporal and lance corporal, they call themselves lance bombardier and bombardier, which sounds like someone with gastro. And not to mention, it's just the rivalry that happens between cav, infantry, and artillery, and it's always been there. You'll tease us too, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Don't worry about it, mate. Still need you on that wall. I'm going fine, thank you, IQ Nick. This is really tough for me here at the moment because I tell you guys, it's driving me insane that I'm looking at this small screen here, yet I'm on a 30-something bloody inch computer, and I just can't see the stream coming up the way I want it to. Yeah. All right, let's go back again. Keep this going. Have the Roman, the one eye, the Bisbee look, we'll call that one. Where is those comments? Chat box. Come on, chat box. What if I turn this off for a sec? Wait a sec, what would happen? Well, there it is. What if I went down here and turned off that back picture for a second? Chat box, how are you looking? No, it's up there. Just nothing's coming up. All right. All right. So, young Sinatra sings a song, sir. There's toxic leadership in there every workplace, every single one. And that's what people need to remember. When someone says something bad about military, you go, mate, what are you talking about? You know, everything we do in military, normally the reason why someone doesn't agree with some of the hierarchy is because they're being told to do something right now without getting told the exact reason why, because we don't have the time to tell you the exact reason why, and your job is just to do. There's people that have been in the military longer, there's people that are better trained than you, and their weapon is their mind, and they've been told this is what's going on. You don't have an opinion in the matter, and if you don't like it, you stay in, you get promoted, and then you actually start to contribute a little bit more, incrementally, until you get to a position where you have a lot to say. And who has a lot to say? Section commanders, platoon sergeants. Yeah? That's who has a lot to say. Or officers. Just keep going forward, Tom. Guardian, 2 to 7. G'day, what are your thoughts on the Navy clearance divers? Hard work, mate. Hard work. You know, don't think you're going to be in water either that is like the Great Barrier Reef either. Normally going to be filthy water. You know, cold, sharks, all that sort of stuff. I think it sounds glamorous in the movies, maybe not so in real life, and they're going to do more push-ups, okay, than a male bloody porn star. That's what we'll do, looking at buying a house at the moment. Well done, Tom. Geez, you've come a long way, mate. Jack Summerhill. Hey, Kaz, what's the relationship between officer and enlisted on and off the field? Well, on the field, there's no rank on the field when you play footy with each other. But it all depends on the officer, depends on their age, depends on whether you're talking to the sergeant, whether you're talking about a section commander or whatever, because there seems to be a lot of competitive robustness when it comes to discussions between section commanders, who are actually commanders in their own right, with the platoon commander. Platoon sergeant, okay, he is stuck in the mid-water between section commanders and platoon commanders, you know, but has got more experience than all of them put together. And sometimes the platoon sergeant may have been cooked book as well. Every platoon commander deserves a cutting-edge platoon sergeant. You know, this is one I was thinking about today. This is a tough one. No platoon commander gives you a single lesson from private soldier all the way up until you're a sergeant. Okay, so the tough thing is, well, they give you a couple in your ROBC, but your sub 2 for sergeant. But the tough thing is, they've got all this bullshit to say on how to train people. You feel like going, you're not an instructor, so shut your mouth and stay in your lane. I'm the one that's after hours. I'm the one that prepares. I'm the one that does the blueprints. I'm the one that gives the lessons. So officers need to keep out of that lane. Stay over where they are. You know? Because quite often, most of the rules that get broken, the lack of discipline is normally always officers, not ORs. Yep. Loudest people outfield, officers. Most shit hanging outside their pack, always officers. Matty Barnes. G'day, mate. Found out I'm medically unfit for service in the RAF, but I'm now pursuing a commercial pilot's licence. Keep up the great work. Not too cow, Matty. Mate, you'll be flying over bloody... This is going to give you plenty of time to practice too while all this stuff's going on. Before you know it, you'll be in some commercial jet with a girlfriend in Tokyo, you know, saying, Kaz, you want to come on a flight, frequent flyer points? And I'll say yes. Good on you, mate. This is what I like to see. You know, people getting a little bit of bad news, and all that is a door that closes on them, and then another door opens, they take that door, and their life is not better, it's not worse, it's different. Well done. Well done. Lauren, is it 5 or 6? I'm not sure. White Warriors, not so cow. That's going to be one of the videos that I put up on the stream next day. I'll get that cut out of the movie, and I'll get it thrown up for you. Matty Barnes, cheers guys, means a lot. It means a lot to us that you're successful too. Could you imagine how bad these streams would be if every time someone jumped up and they were saying something bad that had happened to them? Could you imagine if this was a Democrat, if this was a left-leaning stream, where everyone's just getting up there and having a competition at how bad their life is, despite the fact they live in the land of the free, everything's free, they get a house, provided they get money, they're so poor they're fat, You know, we live in a great time. We're just completely surrounded by opportunities, but also information that sometimes we just end up staying in place and achieving nothing. Rory K, at least someone cares about Rory. Thanks, Lauren. I care about Rory. It's a great name. Go the Bronx says, Will, what about what are Cowboys? Are they on tonight? Pumba, is it harder to join at the moment? There's a lot. Assume there's a lot more applications at the moment. Look, there is, but it really depends on what's going on. And I'll tell you something else. It is very important that you listen in, and if there is something that has plentiful roles, and it needs to be filled right now, is it because no one wants to do it? Now, if something has the least amount of roles, and chances are that's what everyone wants to do. When people say, I want to get in and be an MP, or I want to go to engineers because I want to be a dog handler, you go, how many people do you reckon want to go in and be a dog handler? Everyone? Someone could want to go to infantry, but if they said to you at the witching hour, do you want to instead go to engineers and I'll give you this German Shepherd, or I'll give you this cattle dog that's going to be your brother out bush? Of course you'd switch over and go for the dog handler instead. So don't listen to someone if they give you all the promises. Jason, I got knocked back about 10 years ago for a skin condition. Matty, trying again now, I'm being told I can move forward. Excellent. Hopefully get it done. G'day, gents, by the way. Jason, how you going, mate? I had a guy that was like an albino. His name was Palmer when I joined up, and he had a skin condition. And they ended up saying to him he couldn't get posted above Brisbane. And that way he was in the cooler climates, and he served for another 10 years that I know of. Had more kids than fingers. Dave D, there's a lot of applications at the moment. Pumba. It sounds funny hearing him talking to the jungle. Don't even teams like the game. Look, I really can't watch much footy anymore because I just spend all my time, deep diving into what's happening in the world to try and give you guys some more content, etc. It's once you've been red pilled, you don't watch normal TV pretty much at all anymore. Little Cavalry. Have to get a surgery done for pectus excavatum before I can join. Can't wait for Cavalry though. It's a good one. And I tell you what, there is something that is really good about going to Cav, and that is the fact that, and I don't believe they should be, it should go to an infantry battalion, but you just get to wear the actual emu plume that was there because of Harry Chevelle, because they were light infantry. They weren't cavalry that did the attack on Beersheba. And when you see a gallant, young, fit-looking man, thin hips, wide shoulders, strong jaw, and you see him with a slouch hat with the Cav emu plume hanging over, you can almost see the ladies going, yes, please. But that wasn't me. I didn't have one. They look good. Lawson Graver, I gave my fitness assessment on Monday morning. If all goes well with everything, I'll most likely be down at Kapuka by the end of the year or the start of next year. That's the one. If you get in now, that means you're going to have Christmas at home. So that'd be a bonus for you. Jason, yeah, Brody, missed mixed breed as well. All buggery. That's butt sex for those that don't know. Jackie Turtle, Brody Higgins. Bet Dutch blood in her. Not sure what that is. Any information on artillery? It's Mohammed. Look, honestly, I've got to be honest with you. I steer people away from artillery on this stream. Okay, I do. But that's more because I don't know too many people who've ever had a long career in artillery. There's a lot of politics in artillery, and I hear about it and I go, what the hell is going on there? So make sure that's what you want to do, that you have a family member that's done it or doing it, and if you decide to go over there, all the best, and I'll be proud of you. We still need you on that wall. Hey, Daz, what are you doing? Not too cow. Thank you, mate. I'd much rather you just be a member, mate. I don't need these big donations, but I'll appreciate it. They'll go towards my daughter. Kaz, all is well with Corona. There's none out in the bush near me. Reason I'd like to become a sniper and support company is because I love shooting competitions on the 308, 762 NATO. One shot, one kill is what I live by. And I'll tell you what, when you're around game hunters and around pest eradication guys in Australia, and I'm talking a lot about kangaroos here, which have a head pretty much smaller than humans, it is amazing what they can do with the 308. It's insane. And they get in trouble if they don't do clean shots. We could do an amalgamation between you guys and our guys. I know our guys do some good shooting. We do. As a matter of fact, we beat most competition shooters in the civilian sort of enterprise. Our snipers, they are second to none. But wouldn't that be fantastic for you to go there, not have to pay for your own ammo, get a rifle there? You'd be laughing. If you can shoot, you can shoot too. You can shoot with anything when you can shoot. Some people, but it's like a different language, they just can't do it. Kaz, some people reckon that the EF88 is harder to reload while lying down because it's a ball pump. Do you agree? Yeah, well, I'd have to really, because when you roll over, you don't have to roll over as much when you've got an M16 variant. When you've got an M4, when you've got an M417, because you reach up and put it here, whereas a wall pump, you're putting it back here. It's just that I've done it so many bloody times, I never even thought about it till you said it. Look, I don't really have a problem with it. You can give me any assault weapon, I'll be fine. It's still a good weapon. I didn't like patrolling with it because of the slick surface on it. It just gets all bloody, it feels slimy, the plastic on it. Yeah? And I didn't like the balance on it either. Did I throw Derek back there to Nutsu Cow as well for going orange? Thank you very much, mate, country boy. Alicia Amin, that's a nice name. Should you tell people once you get into the ADF, you do cadets, or keep it to yourself? Look, Alicia, it makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. It won't prepare you really in any way. If anything, it can teach you bad habits. It'll give you the instincts. You'll understand more what you're getting into. You'll understand what it's like to be part of a team. You might know more about how to wear the uniform, etc. But it doesn't give you marked advantage. I went from Army Reserve into regular Army and it didn't give me a marked advantage, and that's Army Reserve. Because I went for a different corps for starters. Right? There's nothing hard about Kapuka except it just doesn't stop. It's just 90 days plus that doesn't stop, where you always know in the back of your mind if something goes wrong, okay, that you might be in a position where you get back squatted. It's the friends that you make that you want to start and finish with. You had nothing in common with the people when you first get to Kapuka other than the fact that you're going to Kapuka. But then if you're going to get back squatted, all of a sudden you feel like you've got tears in your eyes like you're leaving your family, never going to see them again. It's a weird one. Jason, I'm going for a cyber roll to try and smash the red with my keyboard. Good. I reckon they're pretty good at it too, but mate. One of my big concerns is that you've got people at the moment who are watching the world, the West, who are so stuck up on and caught up on, can I say that, can't I say that, is that politically correct, etc. Now imagine being in HK at the moment, in the Hong. Now, when you go to court, no jury. If they want you to be guilty, you're guilty. That's the way it is. What do we got? Barra, dear cadets and current serving guys, to never ever say dear cadets since they have a shit rap. I guess what they're saying is if you go in there and you say, I'm a cadet, they're going to look at you like, so? So what? What do you want me to do about it, Hey, guys, what do you reckon about clearance diving officer? Well, that's someone that's going to do the missions for the guys, not actually the swimming itself. I know nothing about it. If I was going to be a clearance diver, I'd rather be the diver than the officer. You're right, Jason. You're right. As far as I've got 3 others, I know I'm going for aviation. Guys and gals, if this is your first time here, you need to subscribe, but also have a look at the video about 2 or 3 back where I've actually asked people, when are you enlisting? The reason is there's people that are going this Monday and Tuesday. You might have people in that channel that are there, they're going to go with you. We've also got individuals that are doing groups where they have a chat with each other offline in these groups that are going to Kapuka together, and a lot of them don't come to this channel or haven't been to this channel, and you're going, what are you doing making a Facebook group that doesn't learn anything? You know, all you're doing is hanging around in a circle saying we're getting ready for Kapuka. Why wouldn't you send them over here so you can get your questions answered by the only channel that is trying to give you the strings for the bow that allows you to get the drip-fed information, the knowledge on the ground from the individual that will be taking you as a client when you've completed all your training, the person that's going to give you the brief when you get to your battalion, your signal squadron, your troop. Okay? This is where you need to be to find out the information. And if you don't, then it could be that little bit of information that you didn't pick up that could make the difference between starting and finishing your career. Yeah. Sorry, we're just jumping back and forth here too. First points were Broncos over the Tigers. There we go. Meet about 20 people at PFA going in on the 24th of August is a lot. Yeah. Ivan, hey, the Russian. I'm planning on joining the Brotherhood as soon as possible. I've been preparing for it that last couple of months. I've also been a bit hesitant because of COVID. Just train away, mate. And any training you do makes you stronger against the COVID anyway. I only found our channel yesterday, mate. Very good content. And Jace, we're more than happy to have you here. You let us know what comments that you need answered, and we will meet you there, and we will answer those comments for you. Sometimes it looks like we're talking mostly military, but we'll talk about any subject that you want, any subject. It's all important. This is the Forever channel, okay? Spoons. Hey, Kaz, I was a bit of a shit kicker in school, yep. But I literally got everything on the aptitude test. Awesome. Do you know how often they give an education waiver? I got told I might get one. Not very often, but it depends on the candidate, because that's the whole point about having minimum standard is if someone's below the minimum standard, it should be, can't hear you, come back when you meet the minimum standard requirements. But they've clearly said to you, hey, I'm not sure how old you are, okay, but, you know, they're clearly talking to you. Now, I haven't heard of people getting any sort of waiver for that. I don't know why they would. You know, normally people go to the TAFE and then they do their either maths or English again to get what they need. But good luck. If they say yes, you must be a bankable character, man. Oh, here we go. Drunk Aussie. I'm off. Thanks for another good stream. Thank you very much, member Drunk Aussie. Little 2 cow. Are you drunk now? Are you drunk duck? I had some Thai a couple of days ago with Aaron, and it wasn't what I told him it was going to be. Jason Bridges, any Luke Samom here from Perth. The 10th Regiment, famous one. Hey, Mr. Anderson, what's going on here? Okay, seriously, what is the realistically maximum age that anyone could consider going into any of the combat arms? Can and hold any older guy transfer from reserves into combat arms? I'm going to talk about that right now, but wait 2 seconds. Wait 2 seconds. Okay. You're an older guy. Right. How old are you again, mate? We need to know. So we can take into account Mr. Anderson. Actually, how old are you? The thing is, it's not can you do it. It's do they want you in their team. It's how long can you do it for. Are you saying, I want to come to infantry, do not promote me. I just want to go in. Give me 4 years, give me 6 years, give me 8 years. Don't try and promote me. I just want to go and be around the weapons. I want to go around. I want to be outfield. I want to get big arms. I want to go out and I want to be the best that I can possibly be. And maybe even look at a short run and going for commandos. I don't know. But there's a human element to it where if you're 30 years old, 40 years old, etc., even if you can keep up physically, people, do you have anything in common with the team that you're working with, so to speak? If you're 30 and most people are going to be 22, do they want a 30-year-old hanging around with 22-year-olds? Are you 30 and married? Do you have kids? There's so many tangibles there that can really make a difference on whether they say yes or not. And they could say to you, why didn't you do it before now? And you could say, hey, look, because I had priorities, I had family, I couldn't do it before now. Okay, but this is my last chance. Just give me a go. You know, how much of a career do they have out of you? Because everything is about how much money they invest in you. Will they get that money back out of you in capability? Will you come in? Will you be a old dog, you know, that is not open to new tricks? Will you be someone who is combative and argumentative with the chain of command because you might be 10 years older than your lance corporal? You know, are you a good fit for the glove? This is the same reason what we say to a lot of ladies when they go to think about joining infantry is it's not only a physical thing, it's a mental thing. Do you fit in? Would they want you to be with them? You know, you might be an absolute peach where they're going, mate, this guy's awesome to have around. You know, that's a hard thing when there's a name on here, and I'm not talking to the person standing in front of me. You know, it's hard to make that assessment. Minnie. Hey, Anderson, a lot of athletics peak in their late 30s and 40s. Yep, but it has to be attitude as well. It has to be how do you fit the team. There have been blokes who have joined the SAS are in their 40s age, and they are normally 100% from already long-term serving soldiers. There's a big difference between going there in your 40s from a civilian to going there from a civilian, from a military guy. Tom in the Jungle, hats off to combat corps members, 100% respect, but it's not for everyone. That's fine. And we'd be stuffed if everyone wanted to just be a sword and shield guy. We need people on that wall. Every role is important for the ADF, it is. And if you see the fantastic role that Tom is in, he can tell you if he wants, you know, he's going to be set up for life. He is. Corporal Benjo, g'day Kaz and team. What is Kaz talking about right now? Anything you want. Had a serious talk? Yeah, by all means, Tom. When you come back, if you want to come on, we're going to have to put a mask on your butt, mate. We don't want you identifying as military, being on the stream and getting yourself into trouble. Ivan says, I'm a Russian-born Aussie bloke now, and I'm honoured and proud, Kaz. You showed me the way and gave me a vision, a goal to work towards. That's beautiful, mate. I'm thankful for every day to be in a country of the digger. And we're happy to have everyone with us that wants to be an Aussie. If someone wants to come to Australia and be an Australian, yeah, I'd be more than happy to go. Anyone come and have a go. But we have so many that come to Australia that don't learn English, that are part of the illicit bought driver's licence fraternity, and we see them around Western Sydney everywhere. There is no chance these immigrants have a legitimate car or driving licence. I believe they are buying those licences. It is corrupt as hell, and when you see them on the road, they can't speak English, they don't use an indicator, they park anywhere. It is out of control. Watch them. It's like Catch the Bird with Mrs. Penelope Pitstop. You know? But when people come to Australia, all I want you to do is learn the language, learn to play a sport, say g'day, and let us eat your food, because Australian food's boring. Little cavalry. Okay, it's got lots of diggers seem to hate the military police. Look, military police get a bad rap, mate. They get a bad rap because it's like, you know, the guys that enforce the breaking up of fun. But they don't do themselves any justice, because what they don't advertise is the roles that there is in MPs. And I was speaking to JC about this one, is they never advertise the fact that by going to MPs, you're not just pulling people over for going 41 kilometres in a 40 zone, or not wearing a hat, okay, in a shopping centre, you know, like we're supposed to do, and you see RAF all the time not wearing their hats. And I always even now want to go over and go, put your fucking hat on, you know, do your job. You know, people are watching, you know, but the MPs should be saying, we've got the attack dogs. Engineers have got the sniffer dogs. We do the close protection. We do the motorbike courses. We spend half our time in hotels, living it up. It's awesome. We get to go everywhere. They take MPs on every single bloody trip. Now, you can have a ball there if they're a good bunch of blokes that you're with. Yeah. Spoons, I've nearly been run over by my motorbike a few times near Parramatta by those types, Kaz. Yeah, it's a scary, man. SOS, how you going, mate? Team. Not too cow, for starters, SOS. But, mate, can you please stop doing donations, mate? Guys, if you remember, and in Patreon, you don't need to make any donations. You're here. You're here, guys. We illuminate your name for a reason. I'm not sure if there was a question you want to ask SOS, but you can reach out. We can have a conversation, whatever you need to do. You just don't have to donate, guys. You don't have to donate. All you need to do is to support the channels, either be on Patreon or a member. Either way, take it easy. Have a good time. Jason Bridges. And Lawson, from what I heard, complaining, pepping for tomorrow's activities, masturbation and getting up at 3 a.m. to drop your neighbours playing dumbstep at full. I'm not sure what that's about. One cow is still on the run. Whereabouts? Have we missed one, Jay? Donating a good cause? Yeah, okay, I get it. Guys and gals, I really wish I could see what you could see. I wish my screen, my huge screen here, was covered in the Streamlabs that we'd set up for you today. I feel like I'm the only one here that's missing out. It's only half a cup of coffee, says Mr. P. Jason Bridges, Kaz, do you know any mentors to get ready for infantry? Yeah, me, mate. I'm that guy. I did it for 24 years. I was a platoon sergeant. All my time was either an instructor, the section commander, or in a rifle company. I'm here to get you there, mate. I'm here to do whatever it takes. Without touching you below the belt, of course. Tyler. Hey, Kaz, did that BFA, even with shin splints, was on the last leg of the run, slipped on loose ground and fell hard, ended up finishing at 11:16. My close time ever, 11:18, is my pass mark. Holy shit! Tyler, you need to do some more hard work, mate. How old are you, buddy? You don't have to like running, but cardio is the most important thing, and I'm going to explain that to you quickly. No matter what you do, whether you're a paramedic, whether you're a cop, whether you're a nurse, whether you're a soldier, or whether you're a human being who just wants to operate at a better level, cardio, and don't get me wrong, I've been lazy, is the most important thing. And the reason why is it takes longer before the tunnel vision starts to come in and cloud your judgment. All right? When you are knackered, when you're fighting for breath, you can't do basic tasks. Quite often, when we do shooting in an indoor facility like the wets, okay, which is your laser shooting, etc., what happens is we can go for a run, get people fatigued as a group, then come in, get behind your weapons, clear the weapons, and then go on with the shoot and see how fatigue has affected their mission as a scoring section or group shoot. What do we got here? Minnie Lou, thoughts on joining the British military? Seems like nothing is really happening over here while all of our friends are actively deploying. Not so cow for starters. Men, be careful what you wish for. Okay, the British, what would you call it? The British try their hardest to come and join the Australian Army, not the other way around. Remember that. Just because people are going overseas doesn't mean we're not going overseas next. All right? Don't be in such a rush to try and the grass is greener, the grass is greener, the grass is greener, and then end up like changing lanes in traffic and end up never getting to where you are any quicker than what you were trying. Join in, join a force, and just go with it, mate. we could be in another 20 years of peace. Shouldn't that be a good thing? That should be a good thing. I know that you want to go for the adventure. You don't want to go to hurt someone. I get that. I get it. But just go in there. Do the training. Be ready. We could be in the most active decade in the last 100 years. We don't know that yet. The world at the moment feels like there is harmony everywhere except for the red state. We don't know what's going on with that. Our next troubles might be domestic. Who knows? We had no warning before Cambodia. We had no warning before Somalia. We had no warning before Rwanda. We had no warning almost before Timor. You know, before Iraq, before Afghanistan. And then we got invited to all of these places or countries said, can you help us, please? And we did. Okay? We don't know what place is next. It might be a place you have never heard of. I'd never heard of Timor. I'd never heard of Rwanda. I'd never heard of Somalia, actually. Black Hawk Down. Iraq, I'd heard of that. Afghanistan, I'd heard of that. So just be careful what you wish for. We'll get out of here in a sec, team. It is Friday. You guys got a weekend to get ready for. I'm going to go back on trying to perfect this stream on making videos to inject into your stream, so to speak. And again, I'll just throw this one up quickly because we chucked it up there before to see what we're talking about. Where are we? So this is the sort of thing we'll be doing.
Hey team, how we going? It is Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz, and I want to welcome you to In the Trenches with Kaz Streamlabs 2.0. I'm going to take you through a navigating of the system now, so you understand that we're always moving up. I've worked out a bunch of things by myself without the assistance of Ryan, our go-to guy. Enjoy and become a member today as we take you through the beginning of your next 2.0 experience of In the Trenches with Kaz. See you later.
So there we go. And there's a whole bunch of different videos we can put into there and fabricate and make those for you. Here's a quick question that I saw there. Blah, blah, blah. Where are we? There's something on the Middle East. Something on... okay, Conan Pepper says the Middle East is just laying low, Kaz. Mark my words. Listen to me carefully. I'm going to say something. We will never be in the Middle East ever again. There is nothing that could happen over there that would mean Australians would go over there again. Nothing. Nothing. No. Kaz, PK, not your cow, mate. Thank you. Again, PK, you're one of us. You don't need to make a donation, mate. You're already a member. Stop it. And say good day to your boy for me, who's kicking goals as we speak. We won't be going back to the Middle East. Now, I reckon where we go next is going to have jungle. Yeah? Dismounted. Flies, mosquitoes, digging holes in shit pits, mud. That's what I reckon. Eating noodles. Hoochies. That's what I reckon. That's what I reckon's going to happen. You're not going back to the desert. None. Once we leave a place, we tend not to go back there. Yeah? We've got it out of our system. Tom of the Jungle. Stoddy. Is Stoddy here? Medic. For those that don't know, there he is. There's Stoddy. No, Tom, my brother is a master carpenter. Jesus profession. And my cousin's in the army, was in Cav and missed bad discharge 6 months before me in 2012. It's such... Getting out of the army is harder than getting in. It really is. Because everyone is trying to talk you to stay in. You start to question yourself why you're getting out. You start to think, what can I do to stay in? What am I going to do when I get out? Am I going to matter to anyone? When you're in the army, I'm going to talk on this one, and this one will go out to Addy Boy. Thank you very much for being a member too there, Addy Boy. Love having you. When you're a soldier, you take for granted and you forget that you're a soldier. You know, you're just in the uniform, in your slouch hat, and before you know it, a baby or a little kid's looking at you like, Daddy, because their daddy's too, and you go, not this time, son. But when you were there with the power and the charm of being an Australian soldier with the Australian flag on there, with your slouch hat on, in an open civilian environment, you've got all the power in the world to make someone else's day. Tip of the hat to you. How you going? Can I get the door for you? When you're a soldier, you have the ability to go over to someone you couldn't normally go over. Pretty girl standing there. Walk over there as a civilian. Oh, g'day, you look good. Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, okay, thanks, mate. You go over there in uniform, how you going? How's your day? Oh, good. Her or a friend are going to be battering their eyelids at you. Because you act in a different way. You be a gentleman. You have a good time. You know that you're representing the military. Okay, and you're on your best behaviour. It's a good thing. Fugly. How come we've got these as member emojis but no cow? Talk about a missed opportunity. There is a cow. There is a cow, mate. There's a cow in there. I'm sure. I put a cow in there. You're the first person, Fugly, to use the emojis. I don't even know how you put them up. Is Tommy good one, is he? Kaz, thoughts on the channel, No Duff Industries? Look, I'm fine. I think that he's in real danger of making videos. It's illegal for him to make videos. I don't mind if people do, but he's not allowed to. As a serving member, whether you're in the Australian Army or whether you're in the Army Reserve, you are not allowed to make a video. And if you get caught, you've broken all the rules of the media. What do you call it? Paperwork that you sign. There is media representatives and officers that the message has to come through because you're speaking on behalf of Army. That's the reason why I can make this now, but I couldn't make it while I was actually in the military. Is it wrong? It is wrong in a way, because I believe that there should be sanctioned YouTube channels for the Australian Army that have got actual serving soldiers that the channel can go to Kapuka. It could be part of a reskilling program for people that are doing journalism, that are part of either one of the battalions or a support role or an amalgamation of all of them that come together. And then they go and make the channel squeaky clean, interviewing soldiers, going to every activity, getting the best film where human feet have never trodden before the Australian Army made it there, looking for an enemy that doesn't exist in training, and giving you guys the absolute news on the street. You deserve that. They're not showing you their SOPs. They're not saying this is how we defeat and prepare for the enemy. They're saying this is the sort of training we do. And then by watching that, you can be like, yeah, you know what? I reckon I could do that. Or I reckon that's too hard for me. And then the right people join. You can get the right people to go, hey, look, maybe that's what I need to go and do. These guys, look at them. What message does it say when you see 10 soldiers, 2 are black, 1's yellow, rest might be white, 1 might be female, of all different ones, and they're having a ball. Then no one asks questions. What's it like for other religions? What's it like for people of colour? What's it like for females? They're just going, all I saw was one team having a good time there and all of them were laughing. So that tells you, that ticks off every box. So, well, it's fine for me too. Good on you. There is no room for what they believe the culture to be in the army, that it's anti this and anti that. Soldiers win, sure, that's what they do, but every country does it. Sometimes because they're too tired, sometimes because they're too bored, sometimes it's because you're confining them to one area with no way to let out their energy. If I can tell you something, no one gives a shit what colour you are, what gender you are, what religion you are. All I want to know is, if you're with us, I'm getting a little bit more sleep tonight. That's all. Little cavalry, the videos by the ADF channel aren't too good. I mean, with the Kapuka video, you can see the instructor itching to yell at his recruit. You're always itching to yell at a recruit, little cavalry. When you're seeing the absolute absence of common sense in someone who is normally intelligent but is scared to make a decision because you're reprogramming them, it's a difficult one. Ivan, his videos were on point and didn't once go against the grain. Didn't say anything against the army only ever posted fitness tutorials and a cam lesson. Why are these things seen? Yeah, that's right, Ivan. But the fact is, you're not given permission, and you do sign a piece of paper. And this is why people get in trouble in Facebook, in different areas where they're representing themselves as a soldier, giving advice. We just don't have that access. And if he wanted to, he would be able to actually go to his chain of command and say, can I start a YouTube channel? This is what I'm going to be teaching. And they might even say yes. But he would have to run every single video past the media officer and permission for every subject. Yeah. He's avoided that. So all it is do you beg for forgiveness? Or are you going to take the horns if you get caught? I don't know. I didn't mind his lessons. I thought they were pretty pertinent. But we also had people that weren't experienced soldiers that were giving lessons as well while they were at Kapuka, and giving lessons on how to survive Kapuka, etc. as well. And you go, dude, you're not in a position where you're allowed to make that video, and you're making it quite clear who you are. Be very careful, young fella. We'll make the defence jobs videos, okay, yep, show the pros and cons, but for the videos about job roles, they never show what the job actually does. It is a tough one. It is a tough one because there is so many intangibles to everything being an Australian Army, because we're the army that are known for those that do more with less. You're an Australian soldier first, and then your corps, infantry, artillery, whatever. You can be used, despite the fact that you are in a corps, you can get used as 10 soldiers from 10 different corps to do one task, which might be COVID, might be border, it might be whatever. As a general service soldier skill, right, with all the skills you got from Kapuka. That's why you can still get used for actual things after Kapuka, before you've actually made it to your IET school, or when you get to your IET school where you're at holding platoon, you might get used to go out and aid the civil community, right, before you're even been trained in your infantry training. Ivan, thanks, Kaz. Yeah, I understand completely, and I learned something today. So thanks, mate. I appreciate your knowledge and insight. I wish the pretty girls of the world could hear someone say that. It makes me feel special. It makes me feel like I'm a swipe right kind of guy. Jason Sipple, they can't afford for you to be a liability to a unit, or to also saturate, so they can't get their own message out as well. Hey, Ron, you sign a form which states you can be charged in a court of law for lying. Yep. Or misrepresentation, or bringing ill repute, prejudicial behaviour on the military. Will Macca, Nano is green. Yeah, but I bet the people who were getting interviewed were allowed to say anything bad about it. Everything is covered by the media. Although the military representatives sometimes say really smack shit too, and you go, who authorised you to say that? And some of the decisions that come out for the military, you go, man, that is not in the general consensus of the army. I do not believe any of these 60 Minutes shows should be hitting the TV at all. You're talking about an alleged situation happening from a gunfighter in a foreign country that may not have even been validated, right, that can make people have not only a bad opinion of the Australian Army, all they hear is SAS, and then it can also be of New Zealand, it can also be of the British, etc. They need to give them a jury of their own peers. Hey, Jaycee, how you going, mate? Not too cow for starters. You never need to go so high as the dark orange. We love just having you here. Subscribe to the channel. Let us help you in any way we can. Here we go. Hey, Kaz, probably a weird question. When we were in Kapuka, how can we work at the same time to still have an income? Or am I missing something here? I'm not sure. Thanks in advance. Wait a sec. Hey, Kaz, probably a weird question. When we were at Kapuka, you get paid at Kapuka, mate. How can we work at the same time to still have an income? Well, you can't. You're going to get paid the whole time you're there, and you're working from 6 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. And you can't go off barracks. You can't even go and get a can of Coke, mate. But you will be getting paid. You will be. Yeah. I'm not sure what your perspective is of what happens at Kapuka, but yeah, you get paid, mate. Even the people that do the pre-fit program, that is the 7 weeks before Kapuka even starts for those that have failed their fitness tests, they get paid for that 7 weeks by the taxpayer as well. I also have, because I used to have the gripe, also with ADFA, the fact that you can go to get a 3-year scholarship, 3-year degree, university degree at ADFA, which is paid for by the taxpayer, that doesn't necessarily have anything to do whatsoever with a military career. So they get paid for that too. Alex, Jono, hey Kaz, do I need parents' permission to go ahead with the application process? I'm under 18, yes. I'm going through the office process, so I will be ACCTU. I don't know what that means. The officer process. So you're going for ADFA as well, are you? Yeah, you need it. And this is the downfall. If you are 17 years old, which means you're not an adult yet, if your parents decide that they don't want you having a military career, no matter what your reason is, they can actually pull that that application of consent for you to be there, and that can get you dragged out of training. So you've got to be very careful the way you talk to your parents if you're 17 years old, and you'll go, Mum, I don't know if I can handle this. I don't know if I can handle this. And if she panics and calls up and says, I'm revoking my kid's consent form for him to be there, I want to bring him home and protect him, you can lose your job. That's why I say to people, 18 is the magic age at the very least. You're also going to be not allowed to drink, etc. And that is still an MP offence, military police, if you're 17 years old and they see you have beer in your hand. Remember that. There's no get out of jail free card just because you're going through the same training as everyone else and you're old enough to go to WAR, which you're not, because you're not allowed to go as a 17-year-old. So that gets rid of that argument when they say old enough to go and fight, old enough to drink. No, you're not allowed to go as a 17-year-old. Hard Yakka. It's a good name. G'day, Kaz. Wait a sec. Hey, Kaz. Caught the stream late. I hope you were brilliant. I'm not doing too bad. Got 343 infantry as second preference. What's your first? And got my assessment date. Been put in the hard yards. Cannot wait to join the Brotherhood duty first. Hard Yakka, we need good people on that wall, and we need good people to keep applying. That's for sure. All the best to you. I'm here to help you. Let us know what you need. Don't hold anything back. If you need something, you let us know, and we do what we can to give you the assistance. This is us looking serious for you. I like this screen. This is called the Bilston. Lauren knows what that means. Will Macca, Corporal Banjo. Yes, the Navy is just a special snowflake for gap year. I'd love to be in the Navy. I loved my time on ships. Really did. Didn't always get along with the Navy guys, but Jason Bridges. Hey, Kaz. Do old knee injuries warrant a class 4? It does not limit me in any way now. No, well, it won't. And there is actual ways that they will tell you to squat down, etc. And they'll listen for that chick, 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 chick sound like that broken glass or gravel inside there. And if you can do functionality, it should be fine. But they just need to be very careful there, Jace, that they're not receiving a liability that they can't afford to pay for, that they sort of knew up front when you turned up and said, look, my knees are like smashed glass, but just give me a go. They don't want to pick up the doctor's bills for the next 60 years. And not so cow. Thank you very much, Jace. That's a bridge too far. You don't need to pay twice. Mr. P, still with us. Jace, go in there and pretend you can hardly walk and go, it's me knees, but I need a job. And watch how quick they go, get out. Satchet. G'day, mate, how you going? You got a question there, Satchet? I think this is the first time we've seen you, mate. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Good to have you on board. Jay Hayes keeping count there. You got to take your shoe off for that one, mate. 14 White Warriors. That's fantastic. Not so cow. Guys and gals, I love it. that you feel that this is important enough to donate to or become a member to. But you don't have to pay anything ever, right? We're here to help you, along your way. Okay, take it easy. This is the channel you come to, the Australian channel, but it's a world channel. It's a forever channel. This is where you come to hear me give my version of the bullshit I call truth. 60% of the time it's right 100%. Night, Ivan. See you later, Rusky. Go and have a drink, mate. Hey, here's one for you. Go and have a look at a video called Nate and Cara and have a look at, it'd have to be the cleanest, bloody best country in the world for cheapness, cleanliness, and basically, what would you call it, class. And that was near Russia. Help me out. Thumbs up. What's it called? Oh, Jesus. What's it called? Buckaroony. Oh, how did I forget it? Nate and Cara went there anyway. And they couldn't even spend $100 American in a day. It was like $2. No, it's not Estonia. It's not Estonia, bucko. It's not Switzerland. No. It's Ukraine. Bam, Barra. He wins. He gets the goal. The Ukraine, they couldn't spend $100 in a day. They bought 8 beers for $4. They went for a beer taste and they thought it was going to be like US where you get a little bit like this, have a taste. But it was 8 beers for $4. Coffees were $3. Breakfast for 2 with people playing the piano. That was $12. And the streets were clean as hell. It looked amazing. Absolutely amazing. And everyone looked like they were clean. The streets looked immaculate. Everything looked like a little Lego village. It was fantastic. I didn't expect it. Just don't go there as a mail order, thinking that you're going to get someone who loves you that's met you online. I've known a couple have done that. Ukraine women aren't all 10s as well, so I'm told. You know what? The one thing I've realised now, as I get a little bit older there, Jace, is I'm just working on being myself. I'm 49 years old. I turn 50 next Anzac Day. I'm going to stumble into what I think is the girl that I want to spend the rest of my life with. And it'll happen when I least expect it. And it'll probably be when I've got a camera in my hand. Not at her window, but just being the best version of me living life. That's what I reckon is going to happen. And that's what I recommend to everyone. If you work out physically what you want in someone, there's only one quality that I recommend 100% that it should be. I'll just get rid of this ambience here. And that is, you should be going for someone who's a taker. Someone is going to give you the hint that they are a keeper or they are not a keeper by how much do they give you in return emotionally. If you ask them to scratch your back and they say no, if you say my back is so sore and you're 24 years old, can you give it a massage? And they go, I'm not going to massage your shoulders. I'm not going to scratch your tinea. What are they going to be like when they're 45? What are they going to be like when they're 65 if they're saying no at 25? If your hand is always in your pocket and theirs never is, if you're working and they're not, if they want a puppy but they don't want kids, if everything is always you trying to do everything to make them happy, or, and I'm talking about women here, always making him happy, if they're not introducing you to their friends, if they never have a nice thing for you, if their hand is never hunting for your hand to hold it, if they're not a giver in any way, what are you doing? Don't give it to them. Don't give them your heart. Give it to a taker. Sorry, a giver. There is nothing better than watching people where she is thinking, I want to meet his needs first, and he is thinking, I want to meet her needs first. When you see them, and they're never disrespectful about each other, they're never putting their missus down in front of their friends or their mister. They're always talking good about each other. They're always doing little things. They're always planning their life, and you're like, Jesus, there's something nice about that couple. You can all have that. But why do we keep insisting to put a ring on the finger thinking it's going to change someone who was never that person from the start? Lauren's that person. She's amazing. Mr. Buckarooni's that person. But I'm not going to kiss it and I'm not going to swipe it right. Who else we got? Dave D. I know the way he talks about his lovely wife Erin. He talks about her like she's as beautiful as his Everest. Forward Everest. Probably my number one car. When you see these people and the love they have for their life partner, it's a beautiful thing. It's like a budgie. They make for life. I've got so many mates. I've got so many mates who tell me about the record that they've set for the least amount of interactions they've had in a year, not the most. I laugh. I'm by myself, and I'm okay. I'm okay. All right. I'll be a virgin again soon, I swear, if it goes much longer. Budgie or parrot? We'll go with parrot, Jay, but not that parrot. All right. All you got to do is get it right once, just once, and you're laughing. And then you'll lose them on a Titanic sinking or something, but at least you enjoy the journey. Kaz, thoughts on air-based protection? I just don't know why you do it, Corporal Banjo. Why do you want to be an Aggie? But are you going there to pretend to be infantry? Are you going there to be the toughest of the RAF? I don't know what you're going to get out of it, mate. Is it just because you want to be RAF? That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I reckon you could have a ball as an Aggie. They're good guys. But what's being tested to an Aggie going to be? You're just driving around a rectangle, mate. There is no test that you're training for. Infantry is to go out into the fog where you can't back down and to seek out and close with the enemy or the threat. To seek out and close with it. Day or night, regardless of season, weather, terrain, you're actually going outside the wire and going out and having an adventure. The Aggie's not doing that. He's staying behind the fence like a dog. Poor bastard. Rory K, can you explain cows for people that don't know? Nutsu cow. I can do that for you, mate. Rory K. Nutsu cow team is all about Kickboxer 2. That is when the White Warrior, Jean-Claude Van Damme, goes to Thailand to fight in the, not in the, what do you call it? I just had it on the tip of my tongue. In the Kumite. And he's going to fight against Tom Poe, who's never been beaten, who breaks his brother's leg and nearly kills him. Yeah? And he goes into the ring and he's copping a beating, a jailhouse beating in the ring. And I'm not talking about a cabin boy here either. And then his little girlfriend, she's in the crowd. She looks up. He's bashed and bruised. His eyes are closed. He looks like he's copped a beating on Thursday night outside the bloody Tats Hotel in Townsville. And she looks at him and, not so cow, not so cow, not so cow. And they look over and he looks over at her. And someone says, what is she saying? They're going, she's saying, White Warrior. So all of a sudden, it's like someone's put the magic NRL sponge on his face. And it doesn't affect him anymore. No more pain. And then the crowd starts to, not so cow, not so cow, not so cow. And all of a sudden, his feet start to have damage plus, and he kicks Tom Poe's ass and he wins. And the whole crowd cheering, Nutsu cow. So I am being your White Warrior, Nutsu cow. I should have done that in serious mode. I'll put it up in the next video and I'll imprint that there so you can have that. Not so cow. Look up Kickboxer 2, it's inside there. It's an old movie. Team, is there anything you need to do? Is there anything you want to talk about? Got to go, Kaz. No problems at all. A little cavalry. I am sorry that the start of this was so, what would you call it? Disjointed. I thought I had it down pat. I'd been talking to Lauren. I was making the thumbnail. I love the thumbnail for this one tonight. And, yeah, it just didn't go as planned. Banjo, Mako, I joined the RAF because I do Air Force cadets and I love it. Okay, awesome. Air Boss, air base protection and security just seems like the most fun role in a gap year. If you're going to do a gap year, you probably might even be right, mate. Jason, can you do the splits in between two moving trucks? Mate, I think the splits are fake news. I don't know how anyone can bloody do that. I'm a man, and at 49 years old, my balls had hit the ground like the inside of a bell. You wouldn't want to hear it. You'd hear the sound of the landing gear touching the road as the blue smoke. I couldn't do it. I tried to do it a couple of times. Wouldn't work. I'm a man. Okay, so Alicia is she's in Air Force Cadets too. There you go. I also got some floor paint. Lauren Hard wearing. I'm not sure what that's about. Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme can. Hey, here's one for you, Jace, talking about someone doing the splits. Look up on YouTube, World's Strongest Men take on World's Strongest Fish. That is a great video. These awesome, muscular guys, including the world arm wrestling champion, go to actually catch Goliath Groper. It's a funny video. These guys didn't realise how strong the fish was, and they get dragged and smashed into that boat like they were children who had been caught outside drinking. Hey, who we got here? Luke, tell us a funny story from your time in the army. Not too cow for starters there, Luke. I hope the force is with you. A funny story. Could it be the time that I fought one of the biggest men I've ever seen, never got a punch on him and got punched out and then got accused of beating up many? Or could it be the time that I went where I wasn't meant to go, put my web gear, my fighting gear down to do a shit, and then forgot about it and went back stamping and found the shit before my webbing? Could it be the time I ate records amount of cheese and then went home and sat on a toilet, for nearly 4 hours trying to get a salami-sized turd out? One of the best things in my life, you really put me in the hurt locker for this one because there's so many. Your whole infantry career is just pissing yourself laughing at other people's demise. What is there? Shit. One of the worst experiences was when in Rwanda we had 10 days in a row we ran security for people to go to guerrilla tours in the jungle. And if you're on the left side of the vehicle, which was my side of the vehicle, then you were only 3 metres from a cliff face for 2 hours, where the people on the other side looking over the meadows like some Diane Fossey tour guide, and all they could hear from their side is the left side vomiting the entire time. So the first time some people have seen a white person, white soldier, they've just got a face covered in green bloody gravy. Wait a sec. What do we got there? Hard yakka. Cheers, mate. Got artillery as first. Been seeing a few people in chat going for artillery, but really hoping for grunt. Have a ripper night, mate. Good on you, mate. And not too cow to hard yakka, because you've got hard yakka ahead. You really have. I think one of the funniest stories was probably, I won't mention their names, was when I had been promoted and I turned up and was I section commander or 2IC? I turned up to Alpha Company, the 2nd Battalion, Royal Australian Regiment, second to none, and I went past a room and there was a fella in there, fit-looking fella, young guy, one of my best friends now, and I just walk in there because we were about to go to Tully or somewhere, I think, and I went into the room and there's an Aboriginal with nothing on in the room, and I'm like, bloke, what have I walked in on? What's this bullshit? And he's going, it's not the way it looks, Corporal. And you're like, well, the fact he taught me Corporal means he's feeling pretty guilty about what I've walked in on. And I'm thinking, so not only have you got someone in the lines, but it's a bloke, and you picked an Aboriginal. At least you're not racist. And he spent, since then to now, trying to tell me nothing happened between them. That was gold. It could be when we go in Amtrak's, when we did exchanges with the US, over at Kaneohe Bay with the 3rd Marines. I think it was 3rd Marines. And they tell you how bad you're going to get seasick when you get in these armoured vehicles, the Amtrak. And you hop in there, and again we had an Aboriginal soldier. He's one of my best friends, named Moon. Beat me in a boxing match in bloody Rwanda as well. And he got seasick before we'd even hit the water. We were just on the bloody side of the bank, and then as we go down there, and all of a sudden he's and what did he do? He held his helmet and went and vomited on our packs instead of the helmet that he was holding like a bowl. There was a time where we got told not to feed the hawks in Rwanda, and I got in trouble and I got yelled at, so I lost my shit and went and put a Kevlar helmet on and some body armour and covered myself in rissoles and went out there and let this flock of bloody hawks go to town on me and treat me like lunch. Shit, there was a time where some poor bastard got his leg blown off, and I hadn't been told about his leg, and his whole family was in the hospital, and someone said, "Hey Kaz, can you come here and help me with a 3-2-1 lift onto the litter for this bloke?" And I walked up there, I looked at him. "How you going, mate?" He doesn't speak English, I don't speak Rwandan. And I'm looking at him, looked at his family, put my hand under his back. "How you going, chap?" Put the other hand there, and it all felt normal to me. This guy was oblivious to any pain. And I thought, what a strong young fella. Prepared to lift. This hand went up on his back. This hand went on his back. This hand, whack. I didn't realise he'd just had an amputation the day before, and my hand just went slip and just wedged inside the brand new stump. The squeal that guy yelled out was in English. I swear to God, I cringed. I reckon my asshole stung for a week. I felt so bad for this guy. Jay-Z. "Hey Kaz, is 30 too old to join and as a grunt in the army?" Not too cow for starters. I would say no. But I'd say you're getting close. And that's not from physicality. I'm saying that is about what you have in common with these guys. You know, and if you get in, don't waste your time, mate. Get in for good. Let them know that this is not a game. I'm getting in. You've got me forever. All right? Because if someone comes at 30 and goes, "I just want to try it out," I'd be like, nah. But if they came in and said, "Hey, mate, my kids are old enough now. My whole family supported me. I want to come in. I want to serve. I've got the calling. I've got the itch." You know, because the one thing that happens that you won't see in almost any other job, there's no bargaining agreement for wages, but no one ever asks for money. They never ask, what do we get paid? People come in and they say, "I want to serve. I have to serve. Give me the chance. I won't let you down." And they don't ask about the money. So you can see most of them, Ron is leaving a massive wage. Massive. Minus. We've got people from the corporate area that give all that away to go and do something that makes their life mean something. And that's why you join the army. Someone put a comment to our last video and Lauren got rid of it. You know, because I've got a thing where I don't like to get rid of Harold Holt. I reckon it was a shark or an assassination there, Jay. Lauren doesn't have a problem getting rid of a comment if it makes young people that are coming to the channel think, "Oh, I think that's disingenuous to comment. I don't think that's someone that's actually served. I think someone is actually bum drumming these kids." And I get that, 100% get that. And I thank God that we've got the directors and for what a great job they do. And sometimes you don't see that we talk all the time. You know, this is not an army of one. I have the support, the equal support, okay, of all the moderators here, don't I, Lauren? And Fugly, you know, and Mr. P, all right, Dave, Paulie. You know, I'm not here alone. So this guy was saying something, I think it was a girl actually, because she kept referring to me as Dean, yeah? And she was saying that a lot of people regret getting in the army. And I go, I've never met one, mate. I've never met someone who regretted getting in the army. Never, not once. So I don't believe someone in comments when they come up with that. And thankfully, Lauren went out of here and got rid of that comment before it turned into something noxious, before it turned into an area where someone who already doubting themselves might look at it and go, yeah, well, yeah, that's the evidence I was looking for. For some reason, we can have all the Will Mackers, we can have all the Mr. Andersons, all the Jay Hayes, all the Hard Yackers, everyone saying, this is what I want to do, but it only takes one person to say, you don't want to do it. And they'll go, see, I told you. I told you. Aaron, just another one for the count. He's flushed, this fella. Not too cow. Aaron. Now, we had a good talk yesterday. We've got a lot in common. Like the guy. Looking forward to having a beer with him one day. Because Mr. Anderson is missing a cow. Mr. Anderson, is he? I'm sorry, Mr. Anderson. Wait a sec. Mr. Anderson, this one is for you. This is a special one. You ready? Nope, 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 nope. Not so cow, Mr. Anderson. The red pill. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. Stoddy, we're here to support and answer the questions in our area of expertise. The medics are always there for you. They are. And I love seeing you guys like Addy Boy, Mr. Anderson, etc. and Jay. I love seeing you in the green of the membership too. And it's going to be funny when you're a Lance Corporal. It's the worst rank that you can be in the military. Oh, have we set a record with the Nutsus, have we? There we go, Stick. Thanks, mate. You know Stickman, you know they call, Nutsu Cow, you know they call porn stick mags? This is a funny story for you. Before we went to Rwanda, we had someone come over to us, and that was when porn was everywhere. We had vans in the army. How they got in, I don't know, because you still had to be cleared to secrecy, or actually back then it was restricted, etc., to get into the army base. And we'd be doing training, and a minivan would pull up that was right to the gunnels, full of just porn videos and DVDs as they made the crossover. And you would hear people yell out, the porn truck is here! The porn truck! And everyone would stop what they were doing. Every single soldier sprinted back to their rooms so they could go in there and do a 2-for-1 and swap over, because there's no women on the entire base. And they would replenish their porn stocks. But then we were getting ready to go to Rwanda, and I bought myself. I splashed out, and I bought the private hardcover special. It was like 170 pages of classy women from foreign countries, Europe. It was really classy. It really was. These ladies were real models. Their dads would have been proud. And I couldn't wait to open this. I hadn't opened it. I just wanted to get overseas, and that was going to be my girlfriend for 6 months until I came home and was going to get married to a girl named Vanessa Muller, who ended up marrying a Raffy instead. No, she married me, then we got annulled, and then she married a Raffy. She said it was all about the Nutsu cow. It was too hard on her. But I remember doing the lectures, and one of the last things they said to us before we were going to get on the plane was, by the way, you can't take any porn with you because it's against their customs and traditions over there, and you'll get sent home if you get caught over there on the task force with any porn whatsoever. Anyway, you had all the companies. You had Charlie Company, Delta Company, Support Company, Admin Company, like seagulls and crows just flying around as this pile of porn got higher and higher and higher, like a Joan of Arc bonfire waiting to get lit. And all it took was one married guy to come in and take a People magazine, and all I could see was my hard-covered private book, and I think it cost $100. All gone. That came down to not so much as a Woolies pamphlet in about 30 seconds. And then when we get to Rwanda, what's the first thing you see? Wall to wall porn everywhere from the team before us. Anyway, guys have got to be able to get rid of that energy. It's not a sexual thing. It's not meant to be disrespect to anyone. Kaz, that's sad, but funny too. It was. I lost my girl that day. Kaz, what do you think of Pro Gun Australia? Bryce, mate, I want the guns to come back. I know not everyone likes it. JC, our local Thin Blue Line, is scared what would happen if the guns came back. Personally, as a YouTuber, I would like to have a Mossberg here that I can pull out if I ever need to. And I'm telling you now, and I've told people before, if anything ever happened to me, kid, I'd make it nice and public. I'd get the person, they wouldn't make it through the day, and I'd make it an entertaining, display. You've got to be able to protect yourself. What I don't like is the fact that with gun laws in foreign countries, that there is no course that comes with it on how to do safety. It doesn't make sense that you can have an M4, for example, in the US, which would be a fantastic way of giving them retired soldiers, retired police, a chance to start a business that trains people on safety with firearms, etc. But then when they go join the army, you can't touch a weapon until you know how to do your safety precautions. You can't touch the weapon until you've got to that progression within lessons. There has to be common sense around them. They're the most dangerous tool we have. And it's where accidents can occur as well. But accidents happen with cars. I'm a weapons guy, all over it. And I wish that I had one. That would make it a lot easier for me to get on with not being in the military anymore if I could sit there with a completely safe, no mag weapon system beside me where I could just fiddle and fidget and just have it across my lap feeling like a psycho. Yeah, but enough of that. Wait, was that you in City Slickers, Jay? I'm not sure whether that was a good movie. Self-defense should be legal as our instinct fight and flight. Look, you're right, mate. You're right, and you shouldn't have to depend on these. A 60-year-old man, there's nothing wrong with him having a 303 bolt-action rifle, and if someone's coming downstairs and he's upstairs, hang on, Marjorie, as he cocks around and puts it in there and stands at the top of the stairs. That's all he's got to do. That's all he's got to do. Alex Dixon, have you been deployed, and if so, where? Yes, mate. This must be your first time here, Alex. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, mate. I've been deployed 4 times and missed out on deployments probably more than 4 times. My first deployment that I missed out was to Somalia back in 92, I think it was. And then I went to Rwanda in, 93, I think Somalia was. Then I went to Rwanda in 94, 95. And then I went to East Timor in 99 and 2002, I think it was. And then I went to the Sinai Peninsula, the west of the Middle East, in 2008. But on my second trip overseas, I got ulcerative colitis. If you don't know what that means, that's a lower bowel disease, where my record so far, I think, is 18 times in one day. I've done a number 2 and just bled out my arse, and it can kill you. So they were like, we can't send you that far away from a Class A medical support. So you can train people to go overseas, but you're not going to go overseas. But then I went to the Sinai Peninsula, fantastic. Head of security there with the other Australian security commanders, and missed out on Iraq, missed out on Afghanistan, tears in my eyes, hugs by my mates, sorry you couldn't come. But you know what? I'm very lucky to have had those 4 trips. Very lucky. And got my life, haven't I? Tate Chisholm. I was thinking about joining the army at 17. What do you think? Wait until I'm 18. Look, Tate, if your whole family's behind you, if you're a big burly lad, if you've got everything it takes, I would still wait until 18 or 19, mate. There's no rush. Get it done right. Get it done the first time. Mate, and I look forward to being in the corner, helping you out. Take your time up, mate. The best thing you can do right now is, if you're at school, is do a good job there. Make school your mission. I'm here. I'm here to help you. Take your time. Let's bite the elephant continuously until we've eaten it. And then you're ready. And then you're in. For the rest of your life, maybe. It excites me to think that some of the people here are going to be in the military for 40 years. 40. Yeah, by the time they get out, they're retired. And you don't know if you're going to be that person until you get in. And it won't be the person you expect. Some of the fanatics get in, get out 4 years, or don't make it. And then the people are going, oh, yeah, I'll get in for a little while. There you see them, 20 years later, no dramas. Sick man, I don't believe civilians should have easy access to firearms. The less tools available for drama, the better. I still think you have the right to protect yourself, mate, with other than your hands, especially as we start to become a more diverse, non-English speaking, fanatical society, which starts to lean to the left a little bit further every week. Alex, I'm 20 and now trying to get all of my documents for process to get in. 20 is a great age, mate. Really good age. Did you start as an officer or a private? Not too cow there to Lukey. No, mate, I was never an officer, mate. I was in OR, other rank, private, not private the entire time. I got out as a sergeant. But due to the butt ailment, ulcerative colitis, due to PTSD as well, I didn't go on. I was qualified as a warrant officer, but I never wanted that rank. I wasn't qualified I was infantry qualified warrant officer, but I wasn't qualified with the sub 1 because I'd given that course to a guy called Shane Slattery. What do I mean by giving it to him? People that are veterans that are in the chat might be thinking, you don't just give people courses. Yes, I did. We went through the op cell. It was my course, and I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm going to pull out. He needs it more. His family needs it more. I never want to be that paperwork guy away from the soldiers. Let him do it. That's what happened. Didn't ever want to be a warrant officer. Jack Summerhill. Criminals can always get guns. Why shouldn't law-abiding citizens? That's right. That's true. And you know what? If the criminals knew that more civilians had guns in urban environments, there'd be a lot less crime. Almost all gun crime in Australia and USA is illegal firearms. That's right. Will, do you mean an auto rifle or rifles in general? A rifle never needs to be automatic, team. That's the weird thing. If you have an automatic weapon and it's not as a support weapon, like a light support weapon, LSW, like we have in the section, belt-fed weapon, you don't need to fire it. It's the most inaccurate way to fire. It is the quickest way to run out of ammunition. It is the wildest way to fire. Soldiers don't fire automatic. We did in the jungle, but that's as a scout. That's to get the head down to the person that's firing on you. So then the second guy could come out and then do well aimed, whack, whack, whack at that individual that you're giving a fire target indication to. But you don't fire automatic. That's in the movies. Farmers should have guns. Normal everyday civvies, no. It's a tough one, but there should be a way they can, Jay. Because where does the most violence happen? Doesn't happen at farms. It happens in the city. That's where the most scumbags are. Yep. Espet in a few weeks, says Joey B. Big Joe. Let us know how it goes, mate. Looking forward to hearing. Barra. If we become a totalitarian state, we need to be able to take our homeland back. Yeah, I don't want to fight against Australians, but if I was in the military, especially if I believed in why they were doing it. People can own a gun, Kaz. Yeah, they can, but not the weapons they necessarily want to have. You know what I mean? Like, you could have a 303. We used to be able to get 303s for winning competitions. You could buy a 303 for $120 when I joined the army. You could buy a Spaz 12 shotgun. I had an SKS. What weapon would I want to have? I'd love to have an M4. That's what I'd love to have. Tricked out M4, torch, laser sight. So if someone came through the door, they'd have lights all over them, think there's more than one of me. It'd probably never fire a shot in its whole existence. But I'd have it, and because I know how to use it like that, I'd enjoy it. I'd love it, like a kid. You don't need an AR-15 to defend your home. Yeah, but what if I want one? What if I just want one? You've got to remember too, Bucko, I'm not talking about someone from just down the street. I'm talking about a military guy who's a weapon expert on the weapon I'd be buying, What do I think that everyone should be able to have equivalent to an armour light rifle or an M16 variant or a military grade weapon system? I don't know. I really don't know what I think on the topic. I'd love to have an American and Australian, a farmer and a city guy, a soldier and someone from the Navy and someone from the RAF and a couple of cops and sit there and all talk about that subject. It'd be an interesting one, because every time I think I've got a definitive answer on the way I think, someone says something, I go, huh, I never thought of that. I never thought of it. So I'm open on almost all topics where common sense doesn't go, no, that's bullshit. You know, I'm open. I'm a centralist. As a matter of fact, I believe the further right you go, there's more chance you're going to run into a circle that runs into the radical left. The radical right, radical left. I think it's a circle. And the centralists are down at the bottom here. And that's where we're meant to be. Yep. Jay, Tasmania's devil Kaz, love all animals, even parrots. Chicken. Did I get salmonella? Kaz, where do you live? And how long were you in the army for? Also, what age did you start? Tate, holy shit. You're trying to be my doppelganger. I joined the army when I was 19, but I joined the Army Reserve when I was 17. I was in the army for 24 years. And, yep. Where do I live? I'm not going to go into that. Yeah. Good idea, Kaz. Would be a good debate. Jace, it would be. You know, there is nothing more humbling than actually getting schooled in something where you suddenly realise that the way you've thought about something your entire life has changed. You go, huh, I never thought about it that way. But we have so many things in Australia now that you can't talk about, and you've got to be worried those people, because of colour, religion, gender, political background that you cannot talk about, they are your masters. If you can't talk about them, why not? Why can't you talk about them? How come someone can be a CUNT but they can't be a whatever? Don't know. People are offended for the sake of being offended. There is almost nothing you can say to offend me. Oh, it probably is. You know, I can hear the innovation in your voices now, tick-tock, thinking about it. You know, but as adults, you know, the shit we talk about each other in the military, there's no venom behind it, but there's ingenuity in the insult, and I love it. And the better the insult that Mr. Buckaroony could give me, I'll shake my head like someone's been hit hard in a UFC fight, and then I'll use that comment on someone else that's never heard it before. So thank you, Mr. Buckaroony. Bucko says, I'm dead set against the American gun laws or lack of... one sec, I'm trying to get there. Oh shit, I've lost it. Okay, Bucko, I understand that, and I know what your background is. All right, but let me point out to you too that someone like New York at the moment, in case you didn't know, team, is so dangerous. Women don't want to walk in the street. The black on everyone crime is absolutely epidemic at the moment. The shootings are off tap. People getting shot in the street. A rich guy that had made his own money from his own businesses that had come to America from an Arab state just got killed by a guy with a power saw in New York. That sort of shit is crazy. You know, I would even like to be able to have weapons so that I can protect other people if I saw this shit going down. You know, if you take away the police, like they've done, and defunded the police by more than $1 billion, and then what they've done is actually arm and give a green light for criminal gangs and elements to be able to go after civilians, knowing nothing's going to happen in return, then there is no choice. Everyone deserves to have a weapon. Otherwise, it'll never stop. It can only get worse. Sure, it takes you down a really dark, murky hole. It does. And it's a scary prospect, and the thing that scares me is Australia follows the trends of the countries that are having the hardest times at the moment. Jason, yeah, mate, I agree. You only have to see Nick Cannon's comments to see what they think about. Yeah. Do you get a different passport in military? Just wondering. Well, Aaron, the funny thing is, the funny thing is, when Bucko got in the military, when I got in the military, when we used to go overseas, our passport actually was our ID card, and that's what it should be. But now you get a military passport that you can use only for travelling on military business, and it looks fantastic. When you open your passport up, it says recipient is travelling on government business. All right, but that's not good if you get caught with that by the wrong people either. You know. Yeah, so we have a separate passport. And the passport, your civilian passport as well as your military one, is usually looked after by the clerks, okay, the clerical staff in your rifle company or your unit, so you can't lose it. And your will be there as well. Will Macca, did you hear about the guy that killed a house intruder because he was trying to protect his wife and baby? Look, there's a million cases of that, man. Will Farrell, do you think, nice name, do you think people should have a backup before joining the army? Well, there's ways you can do things. Look, without being a pessimist, you know, if that's what you love, if that's what you want to do, bank on success. Do everything you can and just go for it. But if you don't, then the backup might be, I want to go for RAF, Navy, Police, Fire Brigade, paramedic, and all those things, and then you might go send them all out and see which one comes back to you. If you go to New South Wales Police, you've got to pay for your own training, but remember that. Jesse Lightbound, hey Kaz, what's the cons of joining infantry? Not too cow. I don't think we've ever been asked that question. I think that's a fantastic question. Jesse, I wish I had your girl. I wish I had Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman like that? Jesse, the cons are your body. Your body breaks down. It's like being a professional athlete. If Bucko, you'd be with this. If you said to someone, okay, what's the problem with being a infantryman? I'd say you're going to come out like an NRL player. Someone plays your NRL not just for the money, because they love it. You know, they want to be part of the game. That's the same with infantry. We tend to stay in there for too long. It's like a brickies labourer. It's like a concreter. It's like a chippy. There is a physical toll on your body, and we don't necessarily know when to get out. We fall in love with the family, with the job, with the career. And the other one is sometimes the lure, and Lauren can validate this. Sometimes we are married to the infantry more than what we are to our families. So sometimes we need a reminder, you know, that we're here for the rest of your life. Infantry's not. Your infantry brothers will still be here, but there needs to be a time where you start to back away from the physicality and you start to go more to instructor or more to a logistical or consider an exit strategy, where you at least say to yourself, I will not stay in for more than 20 years or 24 years, just like a Roman auxiliary would have done. And when I get out, this is what I'm going to do. And you always know I'm getting out at this time and this is what I'm going to do. If you do that, it's fine. But look, you can't worry about what it's going to do to you, because you could be an accountant and then go broke and have never lived your life and also lost all the money you ever made as a sacrifice of not having fun or excitement in your life. You could join the military, you could go overseas, and you could be someone who loses their life, you know, on a mission. You could be a policeman, okay, that is killed in on the way to work. You could get killed doing your job. A lady, all she might want to do is be a housewife, but she could lose her life giving birth. There's no guarantees in this life. But what there is there's an absence of, what would you call it? You can feel like you haven't ticked off boxes, and regret would be the most horrible thing of all. That you didn't do something because of said risks. You know, you're not going for Red Bull. If my son was going for a Red Bull, I'd go, I don't know, boy. I haven't seen someone old with a Red Bull helmet on. Does anyone actually survive? But I would say go for it, mate. Bucko, infantry is hard on the body, as is any soldier. Absolutely. You look at the Signals Corps. End up with terrible backs from jumping off vehicles after putting cam nets up. There is nothing in the military. Even your clerks do PT every single day, pretty much, unless they've got a senior NCO or officer's problem they're fixing up. Harold Holt's cow has been accounted. Harold Holt. I wonder if anyone from overseas realise, or even Australians realise, that we've had an Australian Prime Minister went missing, presumably eaten by a shark. We've got 11 minutes to go, team. You've been very, very good tonight, especially your moderators, because I know you've been here the whole time, and Mr. Buckaroony, who can't get enough YouTube into him. If you're not in Mr. Buckaroony's channel, you're crazy, because it's better than mine. He's the crazy North Queenslander that's given his entire life to the Queen in one way or another, to working for Australia. No one gives more than Mr. Buckaroony. Hey, what are you doing? I'm supposed to be paying you. That Ryan Guy Gamer, not Sue Cow. Ryan is the guy that helps us with our streams. Ryan is the guy that has got us to where we are. And Ryan's got his own channels as well. Is it working okay? It's not, mate. At the moment, I can't, don't get me wrong. It looks like it's working for you from that end, but not necessarily, mate. From this end, the comments didn't come up. I spent a lot of time on making screens and stuff like the back of this one now called the Bilston. But it was, it's been a bit of an arse trap, to tell you the truth, Ryan. But I'll work it out in the next few days, and we'll be laughing with some pre-recorded videos, and it's going to be good to go. Thanks, mate. And we're looking forward to helping Ryan out as he gets back on the horse soon. Ryan, you don't need to ever go yellow on those donations, mate. Thank you very much for the Nutsu cow right there. Mr. P, that's him on the right-hand side of the screen, I'm sure. See, Lauren loves Mr. Buckaroony's channel too. Tate, sorry for all the questions, but are there any different gun licenses you get if you've been in the army? No. As a matter of fact, you might get no gun licenses. Having a PTSD, what do you call it? Doctors. See how quickly I'm getting tidy? Being classified as someone PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder from operational service, I'm not allowed to have a gun, despite the fact that I'm one of the most qualified people in Australia, probably. All right, I'm coming over with a mask to get this shit working for you. Thanks, Ryan. You let us know when, mate. Because I've got some dollars for you. I was going to text you today. I already owe you some. What's your channel, Mr. Buckaroony? Go and look at Mr. Buckaroony, Kind and Peppers. What it is, it's about living in North Queensland, barbecuing, four-wheel driving. Ken's his brother. Roz is his beautiful lady. His dogs, always around him. Fun-loving dude. Tasmanian devil, how you going, mate? What is easy getting a driver's license when you were young compared to now? Shit, yeah. You still did your P plates and your L plates, but nothing like you guys got now. But at the same time, I don't understand why you see so many people on red P plates and green P plates driving like dickheads when they've got so much to lose. And the amount of money that they go into hock for their first car is insane. I would have got a veteran not allowed to own a gun. That's me. But there is no link between PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and necessary violence towards others. A little bit towards yourself maybe, but not necessarily towards others. Satchit, you still here, my man? How does special dietary requirements work in the Army? For example, if you were a vegetarian, will training or anything change? You can get vegetarian ration packs, but you'll change, mate, and you should. Unless you've got a real reason for what it is, you need the food that's in the ration packs, mate. When you go overseas and you're not getting fed, there's no breakfast, there's no lunch, there's no dinner, you need to get as much carbs, as much salts into you as you can. And a lot of that comes from the actual meats in the ration packs. They're not something you'd eat by choice in a bloody restaurant, mate. But if the way you think about things makes you a liability. You know, we're not allowed to take protein powders. We don't do any of that stuff either. I don't know. It depends what you want to do when you get in, mate. What are we? PTSD is too high risk of it being pointed towards yourself. Yeah, but so's a knife, so's pills. You know? I can tell you now, if I had the thought of putting myself down and giving myself the green dream, so to speak, I can tell you the last thing I'd use is a gun, because I love my family, and the last thing I'd want to do is pass on a mess to someone. You know, you'd make it as clean as you possibly could, or you'd make it look like it wasn't. A helicopter disaster, you know, parachuting out of a helicopter without the parachute. Eating raw chicken in a restaurant. Pass the problem on to someone else. Cougar Kaz, if you could guess where will Australia next deploy soldiers overseas? If I could guess, I'd say it'd be an Asian country, mate. That's what I reckon. Either an Asian country or we're protecting our borders. One of the two. Where's Australia going to stop this shit in PNG? No idea, mate. I don't know. It's sometimes you think to yourself, man, you know, no, Ryan, we're not going to go. What's that game you play all the time? We're not going there. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? Shit, this noise is actually getting to me a little bit. Wait a sec. Tarkov. Yeah, we're not going to Tarkov. Bloody card. Look, this one, Ryan. Wait 2 seconds. We've got the videos back, old Rhino. Where are we?
Hey team, how we going? It is Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz, and I want to welcome you to In the Trenches with Kaz Streamlabs 2.0. I'm going to take you through a navigating of the system now, so you understand that we're always moving up. I've worked out a bunch of things.
See, so it's letting us put videos in there, mate, but from this angle, the chat box isn't there anymore. I can't get that to come up. On my screen, I can't see the comments on my Streamlabs, etc. Yeah. Turned off the NRL, says Sticky. Well, mate, it's almost time to go to bed, my man. If it's your first time on your team, then make sure you... I want you to get a wireless lav mic, dude. After I've just bought the swing arm, mate. Check out that one. I could do that, bud, if you recommend it. And when I get that, when I rub that R5 in your face, you know, I'll get that out with a cam link as well. How's that sound? So you guys get to see my face in 4 or 8K. Timmy B, when I have a family to protect, I'll be getting a handgun, whether it's illegal or legal, because there are monsters in the world requiring regular Joe would not fathom. Look, it's true. It is true. But handguns, I'm always sceptical of. They're the most dangerous weapon at all, because they just beg someone to play with them like a toy. Yeah, it's a tough one. Ryan, man, if I knew it was all the other stuff, not just your stream key, I would have fixed it too. It's all right, mate. It's all right. I didn't give you a real big, rundown on what the problem was. Yeah, but the new Sony A7S III announcement is coming. But you know I'm a Canon guy. I've still got to do my push-ups for the night yet. Jay, not as bad as the parrot. The lurker. Every time he comes on, I love it. Stickman, you're a Broncos fan. Yeah, Canon's just clean. And you know what? Team, I might as well tell you this now, before we get out of here. You know, we've got a minute and a bit to go. Let's switch to serious for a second. So, guys and gals, I've been working with this. I've been working with the Canon 70D since I knew Ryan. As a matter of fact, Ryan was the guy that recommended this as an entrance DSLR for me. And this Gorilla Pod that's almost done its time looks like it could please 3 lesbians at one party. Pardon the language. You know, it's done its time. I've done my apprenticeship. You know, I know the basics pretty well. I'm coming out with some good photos. So what I'm doing is I'm going to step up and I'm buying the R5. It comes out at about $7,000, no change. On top of that, you're paying for the RF lenses, etc., thousands of dollars on top. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take a loan out for that so that I have it, you know, and I'll take it out over 4 years or so I'm not interrupting the cash flow that I've got. And then I'm going to bring you guys to a different world. You know, you guys deserve it, and gals. And I look forward to stepping up everything incrementally as we go. And one of the next things that I really look forward to doing as well is when the van comes along, is throwing the best looking people I can possibly get into the passenger seat and recording interviews with them, talking about racy questions that make them laugh, you laugh, me laugh, as we live our lives and have more than just military, but we have a reason to come here because it takes us to a different place where we laugh at and have a good time. And unlike Joe Rogan, I'll answer your questions. You know? I love it. Hard yakka. Why do you recommend 2RR? You're in, why do you recommend 2RR, the 2nd Battalion? You were in other regiments. No, I wasn't. No, I was in the 2nd, 4th Battalion, and then that broke up, and 4RR went to Commandos for a period of time, and 2RR stayed on. I stayed with the 2nd Battalion, the Royal Australian Regiment, my whole career. When I wasn't an instructor, I was with 2RR. Always loved it. Always loved it, still love it. The Men in Black, as they call it. You've got 4 million followers on my Sims gallery. Lauren has left it for a while and then came back, and holy shit, the population of some countries was was in her gallery. Fugly, Kaz, instead of using the money you get from streams for your America trip, use it for the new camera. Look, that's not necessarily just what I do there, Fugly. You know, how about we go with the membership money? Goes towards me taking this to places that are special. You know, and we keep the Patreon money as much as possible for helping other people. Yeah. How's that sound? You know, because Lauren kind of knows now who the PlayStation 5 is going to, or the Xbox that we're doing the giveaway for that too. I don't know. Lauren does. And you're going to find out about that real soon too. And that's going to be exciting news. I'm always been a giver team. That's what I do. What mic arm is that you're using? It's the Elgato one. What's it called? Yeah, it's from the Blue Yeti. It's the Blue brand. The same one as Blue Yeti. What about the photo competition? Fugly, I keep forgetting about that. Man, you gave the worst photo. You gave the worst photo in that. Where's the pressure coming from? You've had plenty of time to go and get yourself another one. Peace out, love the vids. Timmy B, great to have you here, mate. We're gonna get out of here, out of the village now too. Thank yous all. 4K video quality. We don't need more pixels when looking at your mug, Kaz. Well, that is true. Nano is green. Yeah, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch other interesting people, and I'm going to have some videos that are just B-roll, where you can sit back, and what I'll do is I'll get interesting people in each one of the clips, and then it can be tag those said interesting people. It'll be fun. Dan, Kaz, I've currently got a broken shoulder. Holy shit, mate. That's a lot of push-ups you've been doing. Do you know if a shoulder reconstruction will put me out when it comes to passing a medical? It won't necessarily put you out, mate. It'll all come down to the assessment, to the medical. They might even do a function test on you and see where it's at. But shoulders are no joke. It's almost done. Starvin Marvin, good to have you here. We're about to get out of here too. Yeah, I need to cure my nails. All good. because I truly support the charity work. That is honourable. Mr. Anderson, I absolutely love it. It's my favourite thing with the channel, I reckon. You know, for those that don't know what we're talking about there, basically what happens is, through the Patreon, you know, what occurs is we have 136 people that donate money to that, you know, including myself, and I pay the taxes on those donations too. But when I go out, whether I'm by myself, whether I'm with Aaron, or whether it's Mr. Buckarooni's there, we slap some money in someone's hand to go and make someone else's life a little bit better, at least expected it, you know, at a time when they might have been feeling vulnerable or feeling shit, and you see their face. Sometimes they cry. It is a great feeling. And you know what? It makes you feel like a great Aussie. Yeah. To not be having that administration cost, to be able to just go up there and say, look, we're going to do this right now, and you don't have to ask permission. I love it. I love it. Okay, team. With that out of the way, let's take it easy. Let's get out of here. It's been a fantastic night. Thank you for supporting me while this stream felt like it was going chaotic from the start. I hope that it sounded okay. I'll go back and check it out. You've been more than gracious with donations tonight, not just financially, but also with your time. We're looking at 2 hours 35. You're looking at a Joe Rogan length podcast or equivalent there. You could have been anywhere else. You were here. Take it easy. Have a good time. I'm going to have a video coming out with you to you in the next 2 days. I know something you can get your head around. I'll make it about 15 minutes. And it's going to be based on wisdom, a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of world experience. And I hope you enjoy that. Between me and you, look after your family. Get your love interest right once. And the rest of your life is laughing. Take it easy. Look after your family. Look after yourselves. And always keep your head up. Because unless you've been to a burns victim hospital, it can get a lot worse than where you are now. Take it easy. Love yous all. And mucho respecto. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. There you go. So I can still hear yous. I'll see yous later. Goodbye, Kind and Peppers. Goodbye, Mr. Knight. This is just the song for Lauren. Mucho respecto to Jay Hayes. Mr. Buckaroo, North Queensland. Send me some buffalo sauce. Night, Jim Bob.
I slept all night on a big white ship. Seagulls were dancing all around. I woke up with a sunrise on the
Night, Lauren. Fugly. Bam, look at that. There's some Rock Hudson love coming right there. Hey Fergie, how you going, Dave? Elgato lighting too, yes sir. Dave. Good on you, team. Have a good day. Little Harley.
Yesterday we followed the road of the moon.
Do you like this song, Lauren?
We drove all day towards the coast. It remembered me the beauty of this life. Such a feeling to be alive.
See you later, Mr. Anderson. See you later, mate. Hard yakka, have a ripper night, mate. I'll let you know how infantry assessment goes. I'm looking forward to it. Hard yakka, it's going to be not so hard yakka because you've been here and this is preparation in itself. Good on you, mate. Thanks for the trust. Imagine this song, Lauren, when you're in the camper van, just driving down the highway. Pretty girl, pretty man. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about her partner, just head bopping with coffees going down the road, and them thinking, "Holy shit, where'd this guy find us, or where'd we find him?" And that's when I ask him, "Have you heard of Ivan Milat?" Oh, Ryan. Well, what crowd would be awake this time of night, my friend? Good on you, Jay. Ryan, it's a great feeling, mate. When the night just slips away, and you know, so many people are so interesting that think, I wonder what it'd be like to have a podcast. I wonder what it'd be like to be able to throw your voice out there. And I'm so privileged to be able to not just throw my voice out there, but see a comment come back. That's what makes it go down. That's something that you might not always see on Twitch, but when you do a live stream, we're always nervous before we started this, but geez, it feels good to see everyone just returning the love. Some people belong to nothing, you know, but this is a good thing. We've all made it together. Three hearts. What animal has three hearts? An octopus has four, doesn't it, Lauren? Can an octopus have 4 heart attacks at once? Based on how your voice is so soothing when your face isn't on the screen, says Jason. There you go, mate. I've got a face for radio, sir. Ryan, I'm about to go to sleep. See you later, team. See you later. Have a good night. Hillary Clinton's under your bed, and I hope you piss the one you sleep in. See you later. Northside, Dave D.